Hey, everybody. Welcome to this webinar today. We have some very special guests for you. These guys are very good at what they do. So I suggest you guys really pay attention and listen to what these guys have to say. We're going to go over some training and then we're going to talk about the lab. And the lab is an extraordinary group and lots of good information coming out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce everyone, and then we're going to pass the controls over to one of them, and we will get started. First of all, we have Mr. Mark Luckenbaugh. Mark, can you say hello?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for showing up. Hope you get your mind blown.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. And we also have Mr. Dino Gomez. Dino, can you say hello?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
All right, that's Dino, guys. We're going to be hearing from those two a little bit later as well. But to start this show off, we're going to start it off with Matt Diggity. Matt, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up, everybody?
All right. Good to hear you, Matt. And also in the background there, twisting and tweaking on all the dials is Mr. Herc Magnus. Herc, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Good to see you all again.
All right. That sounds like everybody's coming through loud and clear. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pass the controls over to Matt. And Matt, are you ready to get started?
Ready to do this for sure.
All right, I'm making you presenter right now.
All right, guys, let me know if you can see my screen. It should be a blue splash screen. We all set? Good. All right, first off, thanks, Herc. Thanks, Todd, for this opportunity. I'm super excited to be discussing what I'm going to be presenting here today. A lot of this stuff I've never had the chance to talk about, so you guys are going to be the first people to actually hear this stuff. All right, so before I get started, quick question for you guys. Who here uses PBNs? So go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box if you either use PBNs or you've heard of them or you're like familiar with what they are in the first place. All right, some people are spamming ones in the chat box. I think we got some big PBN fans here. And yeah, I think we have a majority of people that are either PBN users or at least familiar with it. Cool. So the focus of what I'm going to be talking about today is PBNs. I'm going to be sharing some interesting data that I've gotten from testing over the last year and even concluding into this year as well. But this is also going to be really interesting to the white hat purists in the crowd. If that's the case here, you're going to find out why very shortly. Now, before we jump into things, I just want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Matt Diggity. My background before I got into all this SEO, internet marketing, affiliate marketing stuff was electrical engineering. I got a bachelor's and a master's in electrical engineering from UC San Diego. I worked as an engineer for 7 or 8 years, and it freaking sucked. I was working 60-hour weeks. That was a good week, sitting in cubicles, dealing with, I don't know if you guys know this, but people in the engineering world aren't necessarily awesome to work with. So sure enough, 2009, I started exploring other avenues for making money, and I got into affiliate SEO. Why did I like affiliate SEO? Basically, I didn't want to trade my money or my time for money anymore. I wanted to make money when I was offline. I wanted to make money when I was sleeping so I could scale. I saw this problem of having to show up in an office in order to make money. I didn't like that anymore, so I really dove into affiliate SEO. So eventually I started to get better at it. In 2011, I felt comfortable to the point where I could say goodbye to my 6-figure engineering job and just say hello to my new life as a full-time SEO. And at that point, so since then, it's been a wild ride. It's been awesome. My life has completely changed since I got full-time into SEO. That said, one of the companies that I own, I'm the CEO for a company called LeadSpring. LeadSpring's purpose is 100% affiliate marketing. 100%. You can think of it as an SEO agency with no clients. All we do is we have multiple departments, multiple staff that's used to set up to build, rank, monetize, and flip affiliate SEO websites. So I'm very much immersed. Affiliate marketing is my bread and butter for making money these days. I'm also what you call a gray hat SEO, meaning that I'll take the best of both worlds. So I'll take stuff from the darker realms like PBNs and mix it with techniques like outreach to get a better result. Why do I mix stuff like this together? Because the data says so. Like, I don't really care what color hat I wear or what if I can say that I'm a pure black hat or a pure white hat. I don't really care about all that stuff. I just want to get the best result. Now, my monetization model with LeadSpring is to focus on flipping, meaning that I'm either going to build websites from scratch and flip them later, or I'll buy existing websites and then flip those. Now, here's some screenshots of some success stories we've had with LeadSpring. Here's a particular site that we bought a flippa, if you can believe it, of all places. I was making $500 before we bought the site. So $500 a month. And we did our magic on it, and we got it up to $16,000 a month, and eventually flipped this site. We also added more new sites to the niche, and we flipped a package of sites for over 300K. Now, here's another screenshot. This is an interesting one. Someone came to me with a JV, and a couple of years ago, he said, "Hey, Matt, I got a hot niche. You might have heard of it, maybe not. It's called Garcinia cambogia. Dr. Oz just talked about this miracle weight loss pill." So we gave it a shot. This site was making 4K before it. We got it up to 33K per month. So this was a huge win for us. Very fun project too. So you might be asking, like, if I got all this monthly passive income, why would I ever let go of that and flip websites? Why would I ever sell these websites that are basically automated income assets? The reason for that, at least my opinion, is because when you flip websites, you get huge multiples. So the way it works when you flip a website, typically, and I'm talking about what's going on today in January 2018, you're going to get about a 30 to 32x multiple on monthly profit as your buyout. So meaning if you have a website making $1,000 a month, you can flip it for 30K. If you have a website making $10,000 a month, you can flip it for 300K. Now here's some recent wins. To January 2nd, 2018, we did a fairly good flip for $173,000. And then here's July 13th, 2017, a flip for $303,000. So when you have these big payouts, what I like to do with them is I take this fake internet money and I put it into stuff that's real, like real estate, crypto. We can argue if that's real or not. And definitely another big thing that I like to do with this stuff is take a few thousand and invest it into new projects that I'm going to flip for even bigger. All right, so that's my model. That's what kind of SEO I am. That's how I like to monetize, and that's how I like to make my living. Now, let's get into the heart of what I want to share with you today. Now, let's rewind a little bit to March 8th, 2017. On March 8th, something changed with PBNs. But also in March, you might remember there was something called the Fred update. All right. So what Fred was, or at least what people think Fred was an update that was affecting money sites. There's a lot of chatter of people saying like, oh, this has to do with quality score. You have too many affiliate links on the page, or maybe it's even backlinks. The predictions on what this thing was were all over the place. And the truth of the matter is, this update and every update we've gotten since then, and every update we will ever get again, is super complicated. Google has figured out that it's not in their best interest to make these updates very simple, so we can just reverse engineer and say, oh, that's just backlinks, don't do that anymore. So they make them complicated on purpose so we can't figure out what to do. So in this complicated update, they also snuck in some filters on PBNs. What these filters were doing were reducing the chances of success that you would get from PBNs. So I don't know if you guys have followed me at all before, but I made some posts before about how I test my PBNs. I'll never use a PBN directly to my money site unless I've tested it first. So how I do the testing is basically like this. I'll take a PBN and I'll identify a test page. And this test page, it has certain characteristics, but what I'm trying to do is I'm going to send a PBN link directly to this test page, and then I'm going to monitor that test page's keyword rankings over time to determine whether or not this was a positive effect on sending that PBN link. So this test page has a few characteristics. First, it ranks somewhere on page 2 to 4 for various keywords. The main key behind that is that if Google is ranking a keyword on page 2 to 4, that page is not penalized, and that's a good thing. We can't send a link to a penalized page and hope something good is going to happen on the other side. So we're looking for pages that are not penalized. Second, that keyword that Google is ranked on page 2 to 4, it's never had any piece of that keyword sent as any piece of an anchor text. So let's say, for example, we have a page that's ranking for John and Jill's 2014 wedding. It's never had the word John, Jill, 2014, or wedding sent as an anchor text. So the idea is if I take a PBN and send that exact match anchor text, John and Jill's 2014 wedding, we're not going to over-optimize it. So it has nothing to do with over-optimization. This test is all about link juice and whether it's toxic or not. Then I'm going to make sure it hasn't had links in at least a year, because I want to make sure that whatever happens on the other end is only because of my PBN link. Now, this is kind of hard to figure these guys out, these test sites. Some examples of this are like bridal registries from 2014, or like proposition pages, vote Prop 37 in Virginia, something like that they just left the page up. It's not going to have any links anymore, and it's probably going to rank for Prop 47, vote now, or something like that. So the idea is here you got the PBN, send the exact match anchor, and you watch the result on the other side. Now, in history, like the different PBNs or the different domains I was buying for PBNs were having like an 80, 90 to 100% pass rate every time I was testing them until March 2017, and then this happened. These are the pass rates by domain type that I was getting after March. Now, there's different types of domains that you can use for PBNs: expired domains, backorder domains, and auction domains. In terms of pass ratios, so like my expired domains, if I was just testing them right out the box, they were passing 30% of the time now. Neutral means it just wasn't having a positive or negative result. Toxic means you're actually hurting your website by linking from these. Actually toxic, you're hurting yourself. Backorders were even worse. So pass rate 20%, toxic 50%. You had a 50% chance of hurting yourself. Auctions, as expected, these had the best result. 50% pass, 15% toxic. That's not too bad, but 50% pass, like I'm spending money on auction domains that could go for $100, $200, and there's only half a chance that they'll actually do something good for myself. Shit was getting nasty at this point, so I decided to get to the lab and test things out. But let's talk a little bit more about toxic results. Here's a test result of something that's toxic, right? So here was the ranking for the keyword before I sent that, around 40. I sent the link around here, and boom, this is what toxicity looks like. I dropped from page 5 to page 8 with one link, and it just got worse and worse and worse over time. So the effect of a toxic link is not balanced out by a good link. The effect of a toxic link is more, right? You have to counter toxic links with many, many good links. And sometimes enough toxic links is going to get the manual reviewer to come by and penalize your site permanently. So I decided to sit down, start experimenting. I ended up doing about 35 different tests related to PBNs involving about 200 throwaway domains that were used just for testing. And I found some nuggets for you that I'm going to share with you that really helped improve the results. So this is what I'm doing these days to improve my chances of getting a positive result out of PBN testing. First is to keep continuous content. So what I would do, like you're buying domains that used to be another domain about something else. For example, you had a domain, or you bought a domain that used to be a bait shop, and you're going to take that and you're going to turn it into an outdoor niche PBN. So take that content that was on the homepage of that bait shop and slap it up on your new homepage of your PBN. So make it be your first post. Once I started doing this, I think Google is starting to think that this is just a repurpose of this website, or maybe a rebranding or a redesign. I started to get much better results by doing this. Next, I wait out before linking. In about June 2017, I released a case study where I found out that with expired domains, you should wait at least 30 days before linking out from them if you want to have a positive result. Now I started doing this for all domains, so back orders and auctions. And then lastly, I would take my back order domains and move them off toxic registrars. So we figured out that the registrars that pick up back orders like Dynadot, Google has basically made a pretty easy and safe assumption that anyone that's buying domains off registrars like Dynadot, which are only used for swooping up expired domains and stuff like that, no normal business owner is doing this. No normal business owner goes, okay, I'm going to start a yoga studio. Let's go find a domain on Dynadot. They don't even know what that is. So Google's decided to make these registrars toxic. Easy fix. If you're buying back orders, just move them to GoDaddy before you link out from them. So this is the results I'm getting now once I started applying all these changes. So expired domain pass rates moved from 30 to 50. Great. Still not awesome though. Toxic stayed about the same, unfortunately. Back orders had a huge improvement. So back order went from 20% pass rate to 50. The toxicity went down from 50 to 30. And auction domains, now this is in a range where I'm a little bit more into the idea of investing in auction domains. It went from 50 to 70. Toxicity went from 15 to 10. So that's great. We're at least back in a better realm where it makes these things, at least auction, more viable to invest in, to use for PBNs. But at the end of the day, there's still a lot of toxicity here. There's still a lot of domains that are going to hurt your site. So the question I've had was, what do I do with these? So I decided to brainstorm, sit down with my team, try to figure out what could we do with these toxic PBNs. Now, thinking back, ever since the beginning of Penguin, people have been filtering out bad domains through trustworthy tiers. This is just a fancy way of saying tiered link building. So I decided to do some tests and see what I could do with filtering these toxic domains. So this is what I did. I decided to filter them through a tier 1 of outreach links. So what we would do here is we had a test page just like I had before. I would get a guest post. Now that guest post would be on a real website with real traffic, but it would be a brand new guest post. This is a brand new URL on their website that has no links going to it. So there's going to be no juice behind this guest post. And what I would do is I would send a URL anchor text to the test page. So I'm not expecting any ranking increase to happen on the test page. And then I'm going to let that settle if it needs to, and then take a bunch of these toxic PBNs and send them to that guest post and see what happens. Now I'm using blended anchors here. Some are target anchor text, some are branded, some are URL, some are click here. I'm just making it look natural and real, and I wanted to see what happened. Here's what we got going on. So in July 2017, around this time frame, we started about 46. We placed that white hat link, and as you can expect, the results were stable for a little bit, and they even started decreasing a little bit. Not sure why, but the whole point here is we didn't want that white hat link to increase the ranking. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to be sure what was helping the site. You know, it could be the PBNs or it could be the white hat link. We see here, okay, I sent the PBN links. I dripped these guys out over here. And slowly over time, we start to see increase. The increase is slow because this is what happens when you propagate up tiers, but we started with about a 50, got all the way up to 35. So now what we have here, we have something to do with these toxic PBNs. It's great. So instead of throwing these guys away, which I would have to do anyways, now I can do tiered link building and get some positive use out of them. So now that we know that guest posts and other white hat tiers will successfully filter toxic PBNs, the next question is, how bad do you want to go with this? Some PBNs are really, really cheap. You can go and get like spammy gigs on Black Hat World, for example, and send them to a tier 1 and get positive result according to this test result. And I have a lot of friends that do a lot of reverse engineering. They'll go out and buy spammy Black Hat World gigs, trace them up to the money sites that they link to, and track those over time. And sure enough, they're getting positive results. The question is, should you take that risk? Should you do something like that? Right now, Google penalizes certain forms of tiered link building. That's when what they do penalize right now is links like GSA and SAPE, which are super spammy, which are filtered by a tier 1 of Web 2.0, which isn't very trustworthy of a tier. It's not very trustworthy of a filter. As you can see by this test result, there's no penalty on toxic PBNs going through guest post. So the option's up to you. If you want to send crappy like Black Hat World gigs through guest post, it's possible now. How long will it be available? I'm not quite sure. So we've talked about what happens when you send garbage or toxic PBN links through guest posts. What happens when we send non-toxic PBNs through guest posts? What happens when we send good PBNs that get positive results through guest posts? So here's the idea. You take good PBN, you link that to a guest post, and that's going to your money site. Now here's some recent results that I've gotten from this, and this is in very, very stubborn, high competition affiliate niches. So here's one. I took a stubborn keyword. This is a very buyer-oriented keyword with 1,900 searches per month. We got it from 6 to 3 without any direct linking to the money site. This is just sending PBNs to those tiers. And here's another result, 11 to 5. This is a local search one. So this is google.ee. This is a local country-specific one, so it even works on local. And here's a very high volume, 22,000 search per month in Canada keyword. It took it from 10 to 7. Now, the great thing about this is there's no black hat links going directly to the money site. This is a penalty-free ranking technique, and it's very, very good for getting stubborn sites moving up the SERPs, especially in high competition affiliate, and even works in local too. And the great thing about it, there's no black hat links going directly to the money site. This is unpenalizable. And on top of that, if you're into flipping websites like me, websites that are white hat, at least on the first tier, flip for higher amounts. So guys, I hope you got a lot of good value out of that. This is some stuff that I've never shared before. If you're interested in more combinations of black hat and white hat, you know where to find me. Thanks so much. Ready to pass it along.
All right,
Matt. Hang on. Let me interject here for a little bit. I want to just get a little bit of audience feedback because I know we asked about PBNs. There's a whole bunch of ones on there, guys. I have a question for you. How many of you guys want to know more about PBNs because you're not using them yet, but you want to be using them? You just don't understand like the whole PBN topic and how to set them up. Give me a 1 if that's you. Like, I definitely want to be using PBNs more. I just need more of an education. I just want to see how many of us are still out there. It's still a huge topic. Look at that. Okay. It's still a huge topic. Now, of you guys that are saying all these ones, give me a 2 if you're struggling to find the right people to learn the information about PBNs. Give me a 2 if you're struggling to find those people. Okay. Yeah, and the reason I'm asking these questions in this order, guys, is I'll tell you this. I know for a fact the one thing that I could say really changed my SEO career was finally finding the right person to teach me about PBNs. And once I learned about PBNs and I got the hang of it, things changed dramatically for me, because without PBNs, when you're trying to rank harder stuff, a little bit more stubborn stuff, guys, it's going to be tough. Okay, it's a big deal. So Matt Diggity right now, guys, literally is one of the most active guys in the SEO community, but his approach to PBNs is so scientific. Okay, so you can rest assured that the stuff that he's teaching, guys, is not stuff that's coming from theory or stuff that he's rehashing from learning it from other people. He's literally taking shit like you just saw, testing it out with A/B split testing and getting a real result. It's very scientific. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out before we move on to the next presenter. Sorry, Todd, to cut you off there if you wanted to come in and say anything. I just wanted to like make that point pretty strong.
No, you actually said exactly kind of what I was going to say. You know, I remember meeting Matt for the first time face to face out in at the LCT show in Vegas. I think that was in May of last year, and heard his presentation there, and then got to hang out with him some. And yeah, you know what, guys, if you don't realize it, Matt, you know, he's really in the trenches and really does a lot of testing and testing and testing and publishing the results. I know some of his results are published on his blog and things like that, but the majority of it is obviously kept in the lab, because I do know, having done this myself for the last 16, 15 years, that once we uncover things that work and too many people start using them, it kind of dilutes their effectiveness at times. So some of that stuff is kept private. And yeah, great job, Matt. Really appreciate all the insight there. I mean, hell, I just learned something too. I wasn't, I don't do as much testing as you do, but yeah, I just learned a couple of great things there too as well. All right. Anyone have any burning questions for Matt before I let him go and move on to Mark?
Watch this. This is good. I'm sure there's a bazillion questions people would love to get.
Yeah, but since I want to try and get a few of them if we have any. Obviously, we'll do Q&A at the end as well for some more questions for anyone. But since we just finished Matt's presentation there, if anything's really hot topic on the edge of your mind there. And,
I can
Matt,
go ahead and answer this question from Dale. Dale asked, what does Matt use for his tiered links to the PBNs? So actually, I don't link to the PBNs at all. The great thing about PBNs is what you're buying is something that's completely white hat. You're looking for a website that's never had any of our weird links, our automated links, or our links that we have the ability to send. And it's got all these pure links going to it. That's the purpose of it. You shouldn't dilute the PBNs with nasty stuff. It kind of defeats the purpose of it.
right on. Exactly. Let's see if we have any other here. Let's see.
That's a big question, AJ. What's considered a good PBN? I'll just to kind of take this one real quick. There's a lot of metrics and things that you have to look at in order to tell whether a website is going to make for a good PBN. So it's not like a quick answer. There's a lot of metrics and a lot of things that should be researched in order to just determine that. And that's definitely something that Matt and the guys would teach inside the lab, though.
Let's see, another one. Let's see. Why do people sell PBNs in travel? I've been told that they can be used for any subject. It's true. But basically what you want to do here is you want your PBNs to be niche specific. So if you're trying to rank a law site, a site for lawyers, for example, you're trying to find expired domains that used to talk about law. That's why you might see in the marketplace, like people are saying, oh, I'm selling travel PBNs, I'm selling health PBNs, because they're trying to keep it within the niche. Yeah.
Should we go to Mark for now, or should we do, because I don't want to do too much Q&A here because I know that we'll just get hammered with it.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to pass it on.
Okay, that's cool, guys. I just wanted to get a few questions answered there, and we'll certainly answer some more towards the end. So just hold your question on that. Mark, can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on? I certainly can.
All right, let me know when you're ready, and I will pass the screen over to you.
I'm ready, man.
All right, here we go. Mark, take it away.
All righty. Give me 1 second, guys.
No, you said you were ready, Mark.
I lied. I lied about being ready. Okay, can everyone see my screen? The local SEO app. The local SEO lab with a stunningly handsome guy and 3 other guys in the lab, but I'm the handsome one on the left with the furry face. Can everyone see that? Awesome. So Matt Diggity's a tough act to follow. His presentations always look really good. He definitely one-upped me at my own conference with a nicer looking presentation, and his presentation kind of kicks mine's ass again today. But I think you guys are going to like what I have for you. So sorry, I need to put this questions box somewhere. I'm used to like AMA style stuff, so I'll just get completely distracted by that. But no, it's not leading up to selling you guys links. Sorry, that question just popped up. I'm like, no. Sorry. So basically, guys, what I want to show you is a piece of my 20-minute blueprint to success, and that's for local. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Mark. I'm from Local Client Takeover. You know, I don't like to talk a lot about my income and stuff. I've ran a 7-figure agency for a few years. We ranked over 600 GMBs last year between white label and actually, you know, belly-to-belly client interaction, which I thought was a huge monumental point of success for us. I think that's really impressive. That also came with thousands and thousands of front page rankings for just hundreds and hundreds of organic sites. You know, I had my biggest month ever in November, and the thing I'm probably most proud of, and this might seem weird to some people, but is the fact that I make around 10% of my income comes from education. It's not my main source of income, and I'm not going to sit and bash consultants or teachers or, you know, people that specifically do coaching, but there's a huge benefit to being, quote unquote, in the trenches when it comes to identifying issues, identifying why some things stop working. You know, it gives us an advantage. It really does. For instance, we just released a blog post on the LCT blog about why people, you know, why citations aren't indexing or why people aren't seeing the results from citations that we used to. And we did a huge study and we analyzed tens and tens and tens of thousands of hand-built citations that our team built. And, you know, we identified the issue and, you know, we tried to teach people how to fix the issue. And now we see citation vendors actually changing the way they build citations and adding, you know, the ability for you to order, you know, citations with unique descriptions and whatnot and what they need. And, you know, having the amount of data just from having the agency like we do is incredible. And like Matt, I'm really into testing, and it can be difficult in SEO, and Matt mentioned something really cool I want to expand on pertaining to updates. But it can be difficult testing anything in SEO because there's, you know, first off, there's tens and tens and tens of trillions of sites in Google's index, and we're so limited on how many variables we can truly control and how many tests we can truly replicate. It becomes difficult. So enough about me. I want to expand on, you know, Matt talked about the Fred update, and what you'll notice if you actually dig into the Google updates, I think Fred's one of them. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I know the one that was called like the Maccabees, I think. Basically, a bunch of these updates are not, quote unquote, like Google public updates. Because I saw a question where someone's like, hey, it's not named an animal. And a lot of them are actually being named by a guy from, I think it's Barry from Search Engine Land or Journal or something. He's actually giving them names. And Google's response, if you pay attention to it, and this leads right into my presentation and why I do what I do to get things done, maybe. But basically, Google says, hey, you know, no big deal. It's not this major update. What we're doing is we're just tweaking the main algorithm. And they're so cryptic about what they do. And it's just like Matt said, like they're not saying anymore, hey, guys, we stopped this. And now instead of this, we want this. And, you know, they publish the guidelines and whatnot. But at the end of the day, guys, it's up to us to really test this stuff and find out what works. And that's why I have a 20-minute blueprint to building SEO campaigns that kick ass. And I want to walk you guys through a few different things here. I want to show you guys some on-page optimization tricks that's not from 2012. And again, it's, you know, I think we can learn a lot from everyone and anyone that's sharing things, but there's a certain issue with anyone that strictly teaches it. They're going to start rehashing best practices, and unless you're on that cutting edge of testing stuff, those best practices, they become not so great, especially in this field. So I'm going to show you some examples of how you can improve conversions over SEO when dealing with less weighted ranking factors. And I don't want to open a debate about, hey, I think this one is a little more, you know, heavy of a ranking factor than this one. I don't want to get into that type of debate, but there's things like meta descriptions and you know, the title that's displayed and whatnot. There's things like that you can say, hey, listen, you know, if it's a little off or a little wrong, it's not going to just tank your SEO campaign. So there's certain situations where we want to have SEO in mind, but we also want to make sure we get conversions, we get click-through rates, and you know, that's the idea. If you're ranking number one, but no one clicks the site, you might as well not be ranking number one. And arguably, you know, if you buy into the CTR debate and conversation, you could essentially decrease in ranking if Google decides it's not the best result because you're not getting interaction. Again, that's a different debate for a different day. Now I'm going to show you some technical geekery. Hopefully everyone's into that. So does this sound good, guys? We'll geek out on some geeky stuff. We'll talk about some fun stuff and whatever. So you guys ready to rock? And I'm going to go over the shoulder a bit. I actually don't have a massive presentation laid out, but the first thing I want to talk about is something called WDF and IDF. And this is, to me personally, this is the way to optimize in 2018 beyond. So we first started talking about this on our YouTube channel maybe about a year and a half ago. I can't remember, but it's on the LCT YouTube channel. It's the LCT SEO Recon. Really cool stuff. Chaz came on and was talking about some really cool case studies we did. We had a few sites, and we tested some different things utilizing this density method, and we found really good results from it. Now, I just want to stop myself there. Anytime you do SEO, I think the biggest just toxic question I see is, I just built a link, why aren't I ranking? Or I just added schema, why am I not ranking? And the biggest thing you have to keep in mind is, if you do this stuff in conjunction with all of the other great things and best practices that we teach, then you're going to have results, and you can essentially have repeatable results and scalable results. But I don't want you guys to take this and be like, wow, I never heard of this. This is my blue pill or red pill, whichever the cool pill was. I don't remember, but this is my magic button, right? And it's not necessarily that, but I do believe this is how you should be optimizing your content from here on out. Individual keyword density is not the play. So basically, just real quick, WDF is short for within doc frequency, and IDF is inverse doc frequency. So basically what that means is it's a system for analyzing how many words and phrases are used in a piece of content, and that's the WDF, the within document, right? How many words and word combinations and whatnot are used within this doc. And then the inverse doc looks at the larger picture, like that doc across an entire site, right? So the biggest thing I want to talk about now is WDF, because for me, guys, and I know how many of you guys do mainly like local stuff or client type stuff, how many of you are in that ball game? Yeah, I bet a bunch of you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so for me, I have a little bit easier of a job than Diggity a lot of times, and we play in affiliate, but my main game's client. And even with national clients, I mean, we rarely take huge e-commerce sites and stuff. It's not really for me. So we have an easy job here. We're going to be looking at single documents on individual ranking local sites. So it's not like we have to look at an e-commerce shop or this massive affiliate sites where it's just 1,000 or 2,000 products. I mean, that's when things get disgusting, right? So this is cool, and it's very simple to do. And what I mean here, and this is basically part of like the semantic web. I'm sure you guys heard of semantic SEO, and that became a huge buzzword. And honestly, I'm sick of it as a buzzword, because a lot of times it's not even, I don't know, it's just used to sell stuff too often, in my opinion. But Google is going to cluster different ideas and topics and words within those ideas and topics, and that's how it decides relevancy, and that's how it decides even things like entity and like entities. Or how it populates knowledge graphs with information. That's all done through the semantic web. And, there's a lot of different ways to influence it. And obviously, pulling things back to like the basics of SEO, the keywords inside of your content and across your site are going to greatly influence how Google understands what your site is about. And then it can make the determination if your site qualifies to rank at the top of the SERPs with other sites like that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And a way to look at it is if you have a topic like a contractor, and then you could have a roofing contractor or a concrete contractor. And it's like, if you're looking at a roofing contractor, what are some things that are, what are some words or phrases or different topics that are going to be inside that semantic cluster, for Google to say, yeah, this is definitely about a roofer. So, just pulling it back to the very elementary, concept of this. If you have a site about roofing and you mention roofing a few times, but the rest of the content, both in that specific document you're trying to rank and across the site, is about dentistry, you're probably not going to rank for roofing that well. And if you do, I'm going to say it's an outlier and definitely an anomalous situation that you shouldn't say, hey, I just ranked this roofing article that has, that's packed with ideas about dentistry, right? So let's go over the shoulder real quick. I'm going to have to change my screen just a tad bit, but I want to show you how this essentially looks. All right. Let me, 1 second, guys. Let me just change the presentation here. 1 second, guys. There's nothing like messing up a live presentation that's recorded.
Good thing I can edit.
that is a really good thing. So I'm showing the PowerPoint in the application. Can everyone still see the PowerPoint?
No, we lost it now, right now, at the moment.
All right, give me 1 second. Okay.
There you go. You're back.
I got it now. Okay, cool. Great. So everyone can see the new screen, hopefully?
Yeah, you're on a semantic analysis page now.
Okay, incredible. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Presentations are a strong point, in case I failed to mention that. So this right here is a tool called Text Tools. I have no affiliation with this. There's also a ton of tools that do this. So, there could be a better tool out there. This is just something, I use. And I think actually Chaz uses a different tool now that's maybe a part of the Power Suite tools. I don't remember. But essentially what you do is you throw in a keyword. And this is going to show you the different clusters. Let me make this a little bit nicer for you guys. 1 second. That way you can actually see the words. Basically, they're going to take the top results for, and I did dental implants just for demonstration purposes. And this is going to show you the top. Man, I'm really lagging. I wonder if it's because GoTo's just killing my computer here.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty heavy usually.
Damn, this is sloppy. Seriously, that's crazy. It's not like I'm using an archaic computer. Let me pop over here. Apologies, guys. Okay. But essentially you can look at, and you can see it's basically keyword density on steroids, right? Let's pop back over here and see if the overview is going to work a little better for us. Okay, cool. So basically you can see all these different words that are, used in the top ranking sites. And, it gives you a good idea when you start to look at density, instead of saying, how many times do I want to use dental implants Houston, right? Because that's, you guys should know by now, that's a quick way to over-optimize your site. And depending on the anchor text you use, it can lead to a very definitive footprint for Google's filters to say, look, this is being SEO'd like nobody's business, right? So this is the first step. You guys should take this data and start to pull it out. And you can, the nice thing is if you have PS3 or whatnot, it's easy to make these modifications on your existing sites at scale. Like I've used the tool, it's really effective for that. And it's easy to say, hey, this also, a lot of the tools have a compare. So if you put your own site in here, you can actually compare and see where you're missing. And it's worth a test. It's worth a test for sure. If you say, hey, I'm missing, these type of words and phrases and, on this page and this page, add them in. And it's a really good way to just get some more keywords on your page without over optimizing. Like I said, it's like, hey, let's use, implants in Houston 5 more times. It's a quick way to trigger a really silly filter, and just, you want to stay away from it, in my opinion. So that's the first thing we want to do. We're going to use a much better system to do our density. Oh man, that's not what we want. Okay. Oops, wrong one. You guys will see that in a second. The PowerPoint. So first things first, make sure your page is just set up to, to be semantically relevant for Google. Make sure you have the keywords, the phrases on there. And the reason this all circles back is when Matt mentioned, the update and Google's being cryptic. The best thing you can do is reverse engineer what is working. So the Think Text Tools looks at like the top 16 rankings and pulls the frequency in words. And that's what I'm going to show you the rest of the time is my entire blueprint, the 20-minute blueprint is based on looking at what works, the top 10 results, the top 15, 20, the top 1, 2, 3, depending on what I'm looking at. It's looking at what already is working. And if you consistently do that, if that's your SOP for building your site blueprint, your ranking blueprint, you're going to always be at the front of the line. You're not going to be using tactics from 2012 necessarily. If if the top ranking site or top few ranking sites aren't using dental implants Houston 20 times on the homepage, neither should you. And it could work, but why chance it, right? Let's go with the flow. Let's see what Google determines to be quality and its ranking and use that to build our blueprint. So if we keep going, again, we're reverse engineering what works for SEO and conversions. And I want to show you, I know all of you guys saw this before. Let me pop open, let me share. I love Screaming Frog. And I'm sure all of you have used this before. Has anyone not used Screaming Frog before? Or if you have used Screaming Frog, what have you? I'm sure it's a very popular free tool. If you want to do it, oh man, if anyone never used it, just grab it. It's free. The only time you need to pay is if you have, I think if you're crawling over 500 pages, and then it's like $99 a year. Oh man, it's a great tool, guys. So basically, I go in here, and a lot of people use this for they use it to identify issues with their site, because you can find a lot, like if you have a new client coming on board, or you hit a plateau with a lead gen site, you can run it through here and find technical issues. It's like, hey, for instance, if you want to find a ton of 400 errors, right? And for some reason you have a ton of these 404s, and we know that a lot of 404s can essentially drag our quality score down. So we can decide if we want to 301 some of them, 410 them, what have you. That's how a lot of people use this. For me, I like to use this to create a foundation for how I'm going to build a new site or improve a client site, lead gen site, etc. And basically, I throw a top ranking site in here. And I like to do this with the top 3. I always exclude Yelps or big citation sites. All they're going to do is just knock your data out of whack. Those are outliers just because of the authority of the site, the real traffic they get, the content, the links. They're going to be outliers every time. So I'm not necessarily suggesting they should make it into your analysis. But if we look through here, once we throw this in there, we start to move, and some of this stuff is a little like, whoa, there's a lot of text. It's not intimidating. Don't let it intimidate you. It's going to just show you the content type, the status code, whether it's 301ing, redirecting, 200 is obviously okay, your response time. But what I like to look at is, darn it. Oh, sorry. What I look as, you can pull your page titles right from here. And this is from an SEO perspective, and I'll show you how to go the non-SEO route here in a second to combine these two to make it incredible, to try to have conversions in mind, because we want people to click this. We don't just want Google to say, hey, this page is obviously about this because the title corresponds with what we believe the title should be if it were about this, if that makes sense. You get your title lengths, all that. I mean, you can replicate this to the T. You can take the average between the top 3. You can pull all this data out in a spreadsheet and just copy, copy, copy. What I really love is we can go over here. There's your H1s, your headers. You grab all that stuff if you want. And again, if using something like cosmetic dentistry, if that's going to over-optimize, you can break it up. But again, we'll go over some cool conversion stuff here in a second. But I'd like to also grab, you can see the word counts right here. And I'll tell you right now, guys, and just we tested this with over 40 local lead gen sites. And if you have a black sheep amount of content on your site, you will have issues with indexing it. And we found that 40 out of 40 times with these sites, it was during the craze where it was content. It seemed like every time we added a few hundred words to a page, Google really loved it. We'd see the crawl rate go up. We'd see, essentially little bumps or fluctuations. It seemed like Google loved it. So we went and put thousands of words of content on the target rankings page for the target ranking page for these local, keywords, and we were having so much trouble keeping it at index. And it was between 2,500 to 5,000 words we put on, and it was an interesting find where it's like, wow, Google does not love this immense amount of content on these local sites when the competitors that are ranking just don't have that much. And that goes back to the buyer intent of the keyword, the commercial intent. There's a lot of things that work there, and Google just determined that they did not want that much content ranking for those keywords. So you can pull your word count here. You can pull the size of the site, how many pages you want on the site. You pull everything from here and just drop it right into a spreadsheet. And then this is a cool little trick, and you can use tools for this. Or I'm getting really nice switching these screens, by the way, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm getting good at this. Let's jump back over here. So if we want to see something like for instance, because again, we want to pull. We can pull from these top ranking sites little tidbits from a quote unquote like SEO perspective. But if you remember from just looking at this last example, a lot of them were very SEO'd. I mean, they had the pipes, different variations of the brand and keyword. I mean, it was set up in what I believe to be like an SEO fashion. But if you go and start looking at AdWords, and this was just a really quick example, but if you look at, for instance, we'll just stay with the dentist example, but someone that runs AdWords, and if you use SpyFu or SEMrush to try to find people with a longer history of running them, but if you find people running AdWords, they want people to click. They need people to click. The effectiveness of AdWords is based on that click, and then the conversion afterwards, which a lot of these guys just suck. They do. I'm sorry. They're not. They just send them to the homepage. They're not really geared to convert. But what we can look at is this title right here. I'm sure you guys can see this, where it's free new patient exam and X-ray, and it's for new patient. Right? They have this whole meta. It's basically the offer you might not be able to refuse, right? Especially when you're making a search for these type of keywords. This isn't, I mean, it works really well in Facebook. I know you guys saw all the craze with Facebook lately. It's actually been like over the past year where people are saying, hey, I got 100 new gym member signups, or chiropractors was a big one. I mean, there was courses made around getting leads for chiropractors, and a lot of what they did, I'm not downplaying Facebook ads, man. That shit can get scientific. So don't get offended. I'm not saying Facebook ads doesn't require any intellect or hard work, but
I'm watching you, buddy.
I know. That's what I knew you were here. I was like, I better say so. I don't want Dino on my case, man. He's a bully as it is. But I'm saying a lot of that converts well, especially in an interruptive situation like Facebook, because it's a cool offer. It's like, hey, here's a month free at the gym, or here's a $20 exam, or a free exam, or a free whatever the chiropractors do, right? A lot of the success of those local campaigns for businesses start at this offer. So, that could even be another good place you guys start, is like, hey, what can we do for our client to really highlight the USP, or to really use this as a lead capture to get people to click through. And, so once we do have it ranking, we're going to actually drive conversions from it. So hopefully that helps, guys. So, you can get the technical aspect of things from the Screaming Frog analysis, and then just compare it to some AdWords, some Facebook ads, little stuff like that, and just see what you can do. And it doesn't require you to be a pro copywriter, right? That's the big thing. A lot of people are intimidated by copywriting, and I am too. I'm intimidated by copywriting to an extent, but if I can grab, if people are consistently spending money to show someone something, it has to be enticing, right? Or they want to spend money doing it. So that's something to consider. Hopefully that helps you guys out. And the very last thing is, and this is before all this stuff, guys, essentially leads up to your your off page, which I cover in the lab. I don't have time to do now. I'm already running late. Everyone's probably hating me right now, but I want to explore more potential tuning, and we can do that really easily. I'll show you a tool I use. Again, it's not my tool. Let me jump into my remote desktop and find that. I'm starting to get better with this, guys. I'm starting to get better. Next time we do this, I'll be able to really knock it out of the park. So hopefully you guys see this spreadsheet. It shows that I'm showing it. Basically, I like to do one last analysis, and this is a tool called Cora. And again, I don't listen. Big caveat. Don't just run out and buy this. First off, it's expensive. Second off, it has its shortcomings. So this isn't a reverse engineer the SERPs and give me all the magic beans again type of deal. But what this does is it essentially scrapes the top 100 results for a specific keyword, and then it's going to show you different weights and measurements based on over 520 factors. And some of the factors, as we can see right from here, like number of forms. Like, no, I'm not going to, I refuse to believe that that's an action, that's a truly a, a critical value, like it's a significant thing. But it's just really cool because you can find a lot of things. You can do a lot of comparison with it. But we can look, and it's all done. And if you're not super comfortable with pre-calc and the Spearmans and Pearsons, it's okay. You don't have to be. I'm definitely not the math guy here. So. But it's easy to use. It's easy to read. You can pull just so much. Again, this is almost like what I showed you for the WDF, IDF type stuff. But this is my last kind of on-page stop, if you will, just to see if there's anything else technical, if there's anything I'm missing. And just again, big caveat with any type of tool you use. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say I don't believe there's any true artificial intelligence in this industry available to us personally right now. Maybe on a very large enterprise level, like Amazon might be using some cool stuff to optimize their stuff. I don't know. That's theory. But I don't think we actually have access to this AI yet. And I know because I'm trying to build it, and it's really difficult and really expensive. So basically the tools you use now, it's all based on math, right? So it's going to look, and for instance, your first result's Yelp. That's going to be an outlier. That's going to mess the entire math up. So you have to consider that. But it's just, I love doing little audits like this, and I'm sure there's other tools that might do pieces of this, but this is just something I found that it gives me a lot of data at once, and it allows me to look through, and a lot of this stuff, I wouldn't necessarily think of, and to create just a checklist of this stuff, it can get a little crazy. So for some of this stuff, if you make this list, you deem any of it important, you go ahead and throw it on the SOP, have your team member or one of your VAs or whatever knock it out. And that basically sums it up, guys. So I want to make sure I have enough content. I kind of did this in reverse. I did the Screaming Frog first. Build your content plan, your site plan, get everything built out, get your titles optimized, not just for SEO, guys. And we can forget the debate about how heavily of a weight of an SEO metric it is or not. It doesn't really matter. Get that stuff done. Get your content optimized, get your content built and optimized, find any of the outlying factors. Then, of course, we have the simple stuff that, something like Project Supremacy handles, like the schema. I mean, that stuff almost becomes, it almost doesn't even make it into conversation anymore because there is tools like Project Supremacy that makes it that easy. So, I just wanted to touch on some things. I know, when we first talked about the WDF, IDF stuff, I don't think there was very few people talking about it seemed. So I thought that would be a good thing you guys might enjoy, and basically sums it up. I mean, that's the first part of my 20-minute audit. The other half revolves around backlink analysis and actually creating your link building plan. But this is what we do 100% for every SEO campaign that comes through the door. This is our on-page process, and hopefully you guys loved it.
Awesome, man. Hey, you guys, I'm going to just interrupt right there and take the screen for you. Do you guys want to see, okay, first of all, give me a one if you thought that was super awesome stuff, and then I want to show you how to implement it fast with PSV3. Let me grab the screen. I want to show you guys something.
There's people that thought it was awesome, Herc.
Of course there was. That was awesome. I guarantee that was a whole bunch of info that not a lot of people have seen so far, including myself. Okay, you guys, when you're using those strategies that Mark just taught you to help you like start realizing potential like areas that you can be improving upon your SEO, like increasing conversions and shit like that, you're obviously going to want to take that information and implement it to your site, right? So I just wanted to show you guys really quickly with V3 a quick way to do that. Okay, so if you go to V3, log into your site, and you go into project management. I just created this while Mark was talking. Okay, I'm just calling it optimize my existing site. What you're going to do is load that project. Okay, give me a 1 if you've seen this before, or 2 if you are like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Just so I know. Okay, most people have seen it. There's a couple 2s. Guys, what we're looking at is Project Supremacy version 3, the project planner. Okay, I'll just say that up now. And this particular feature of the tool, okay, is just something that's going to help you optimize your site. So I created a project, okay, called Optimize My Existing Site. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Actions, and I'm going to add groups from my existing pages and posts. Okay, so that what I'm meaning, I'm going to pull in everything from every post and page I have on the site. Now, obviously, if you have a 300-400 page site, this is going to get a little crazy, but for smaller sites, okay, I'm going to click Select All. I'm going to add groups, and what this is going to do, guys, it's going to pull in an optimization kind of window for every page and post on your site. Well, this site is only 10 pages. Okay, it's got everything, and what it's going to do, okay, if you open this, it's going to pull in the title, the description, the H1, and the URL that you're using for every post, or sorry, for this particular post, but this is also for every post. So if I go to expand all, okay, there you go. This is like a dashboard for the SEO of your entire site, right? So now you know what the title, description, H1, and URL that you're using for every page or post on your site. Once you use like something like Mark's process where you really get to start understanding the tweaking that you want to do, you can come here and do that. Okay, so like for this one, blah, 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 whatever. If you change anything, change shit. Okay, all I'm going to do is press change shit and click save. Now I'm going to go back to my actions tab and go to the attached page or post. It's going to take you back over to the WordPress editor. Okay, there's my H1, there's my URL. Notice my title now has changed to change shit. Now if I want to change shit back, right, and I update my post, okay, what we're going to do is go back to our project manager, and let's just make sure I remember the page. Unicorn stuffed animal is the one. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, and I'm going to have to reopen that project. What I'm going to get to here is that this is a two-way communication, okay? There you go, change shit back. This becomes a dashboard, guys, for the SEO of your whole site. So you can pull everything in, okay, make the changes from the research that you've done using Mark's process and be able to do that. Now, obviously, the reason I'm showing you guys this is fucking, I want to like promote our tool, and to those that don't have it, I want you to see stuff like this. The other thing I'll show you quickly that project planner does, guys, that's going to be really important. Okay, I'm going to go to a different project, one that I actually work on. I'm trying to be fast, but instead of being fast, I'm being clumsy. Here we go. And then we're going to get to Dino, guys, because he's going to show you some Facebook shit, okay? This is a completed project, okay? It's not only about the SEO, guys, and the on-page stuff that you're doing, but we're also showing you the keywords. So these are the keywords that I'm choosing to try and rank for this page. We give you the volume, the CPC, a little bit of the competition metrics, and we also built in a rank tracker so you can see where these keywords are ranking. Okay, so all this stuff, guys, is just like a really good dashboard for SEO, and you guys need to be using this because it works so friggin' well. You could also add keywords. So like if in Mark's process, he was saying when you're analyzing the top 10 and you're seeing a bunch of different keywords that you should be adding or using, you can go ahead and add those to this and add that to the list. The last thing I'll show you guys, just one last feature that we built in that's awesome. When I'm creating, if I was going to create optimization rather than based on what I saw in the top 10, but the keywords that I'm targeting for, one of the things we built in here real quick is this cloud. Okay, if I click this cloud, these are the keywords that I'm concerned about ranking for. What that cloud is doing is it's deduplicating this entire list and showing you what word of each of the keywords that you have are showing up and how many times in your list. So like, for instance, if this is the list I want to target, okay, these are the words that are becoming the most important. This one's showing up in that list 6 times. This is 5 times. Ones. All this shit's just going to help you optimizing for your pages and posts. So I wanted to show you that because with Mark's information, obviously, like I said, Great stuff to go analyze the top 10. Screaming Frog's a good tool to analyze particular websites in the top 10. But when you bring it all back, guys, into your actual sites, and you have a tool like V3, it's going to make implementing all that collective information really, really easy. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Sorry, Natalie. How do you load the keywords you want to rank for? Well, once you have your keywords in, you just select them, and this is your actions tab. It's going to have either keyword management or group management. And right here, we're going to say track the keyword rankings. So I just go like this, and then I'd say what search engine I want to track it for, and then it becomes tracked for you right on there. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too much. It definitely blended in with what Mark was saying there. So I wanted to show that to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's important when you look at that much data and all the changes you need to do, especially across a bunch of sites. Having a management tool like this is a freaking lifesaver. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
All right, Dino, how you doing, buddy? I know we're going a little longer and later, but
I'm ready to go. Will you guys hurry up?
I think you guys, I know we're trying to be speedy for everyone, guys, but the information honestly is so good. So if you don't mind, whatever. We're just giving killer info here. So let me pass it over to Dino though, because
no, I'm messing around. Herc, take your time, buddy.
No, I'm good. I'll show them more because I know what you're going to present. I'll show you guys a few more features after Dino presents of how you can do shit, but you got it. It's on you now.
All right. So guys, just to make sure you guys can hear me okay and then see my screen, I got the blue Facebook Ads Lab screen up here. I'm going to show you guys some killer stuff today, but if you guys can see my screen okay, let's just throw a 1 in the chat box. Want to make sure I'm in presenter mode and it's firing. All right. Appreciate that, guys. All right, so yeah, what I want to talk to you guys about today is basically I'm just going to give you guys a ton of value. I'm going to show you guys the most badass, the most killer Facebook ads tip and strategy you've never heard of before. This tip and strategy I'm going to show you right now will cut your cost per click in half and your cost per leads in half. All right, so make sure you guys pay attention because this is going to be awesome. But real quick, let me introduce myself. So my name is Dino Gomez. I've been running an SEO agency for about 8 years now in San Diego, California. I also run a blog, Dynamic 365, and then host the Six Figure SEO podcast. So been in the agency game a long time, guys, but something cool happened about 4 years ago, and that was we were strictly an SEO agency, and we began to upsell our clients into Facebook ads. All right, and so we've been doing Facebook ads for about 4 years now. So long before all the new gurus came out with their one-off courses on Facebook ads, we've been doing this a long time. We just kept it hush-hush because it crushes. So I'm going to show you guys really, really awesome and easy to implement. That's why it's great, is because it's easy to implement an awesome strategy today that's going to cut your cost per click and your cost per leads in half. All right. Now, first off, I'm an SEO at heart, but why did all of a sudden I become interested in Facebook ads? Well, here's the thing, guys. Clients want phone calls and they want leads. That's all they want, all right? Keyword rankings is a byproduct. They want to grow their business. They want leads. They want phone calls. With Facebook ads, you can get easy and cheap leads, and you can get them the same day that you turn on your ads. Now, I'm sure you guys know about that, but that is why it's so interesting and such a massive opportunity. All right, is because when Facebook ads, they couple really, really well with SEO. And the reason is because Facebook ads generate leads instantly while SEO takes time. All right, so what Facebook ads essentially do, it's a timing buffer for your SEO results to kick in, right? Who here has an annoying SEO client that as soon as you sign them 1 month into the campaign, they're emailing you and asking you, like, when are we going to get leads? When are we going to be on page 1, right? All right, so I'm sure everybody's had that client before. They're horrible, right? If you couple your SEO with Facebook ads, those annoying clients will no longer exist because you can flip on your ads right as the campaign launches and you can get them instant leads. And what happens is you have this amazing relationship with the client right from the start because you've built their trust, and you can do a lot of cool things, right? You can have text message notifications sent to your client for every lead that comes in. They'll stop emailing you. They'll almost forget about your SEO results, although you're still charging them for them. And once your SEO dials in, the lead flow, right, it's taken up a whole nother notch. So love Facebook ads because they're instant, they're cheap, they're easy. You can flip them on and flip them off. So you can literally control how many leads your clients get. If an SEO campaign's not going so well, flip on Facebook ads for a week, generate a bunch of leads, keep your clients at bay. There's also cool applications for if you guys are into affiliate SEO. You can actually use Facebook ads to make a lot more money with affiliate. So there's cool applications there. But real quickly, this is a screenshot, right? An SEO client that we had for a couple of years. We upsold them into Facebook ads. And this is what happened. In the first week, they had their best week of revenue in 6 years. And at the end of that month, they sent this email. They said, hey, we just had our best month in July since 2012. That was our first month running Facebook ads with them. Now, we'll get into a little bit later on how easy it is to sell Facebook ads. That's another reason why it's so awesome. But we'll get into that later. It's really easy to sell. Once you understand how many leads you can control for your client, you can control pricing, you can make a lot of money. But let's jump into the actual strategy here, guys. That's going to, again, cut your cost per click in half and cut your cost per leads in half. All right. It's a strategy that I call Facebook ad stacking. All right. And here's how it works. The strategy is basically you want to gain a lot of social proof on your ads prior to scaling out an ad campaign. So if you guys can see this image well here, this is a Facebook ad we ran for obviously a skydiving client. This Facebook ad has 251 likes, 57 shares, and 28 comments. All right, it's kind of going like mini viral in the city that this client operates in. Here's the crazy thing. This ad had all of that social proof on it before we turned the ad on. All right, so think about that for a second, guys. Whenever you see an ad on Facebook that it's brand new and nobody's commented on it yet, you kind of scroll past it. You don't trust it. As soon as an ad comes that has hundreds of likes, hundreds of shares, right, you start reading other people's comments. You get curious. You click into it. You get interested, right? And that's why your cost per click cuts in half. So here's 3 more examples, right? For a gym, 1.1 thousand likes, 197 comments, 185 shares for this gym. Here's a nursery that sells plants, right? As boring as can be, right? Who's going to be excited about this? Using our strategy, 241 likes, 39 shares, 13 comments before we ran this ad. Here's a beauty company we did Facebook ads for, 630 likes, 435 shares, 633 comments, right? Again, all that social proof before we push play, before we ran ads. Now, let me show you what the result is of this, right? When you social stack like this, Facebook loves you, okay? Because you guys all know how Facebook's algorithm works, right? The more people engage with an organic post or a Facebook ad, the more Facebook wants to share that content because it's going kind of viral and Facebook wants to keep you on their platform. So if your Facebook ad is doing really well from the start and has a lot of engagement, then Facebook's going to give you really cheap cost per click, and they're going to give you a bunch of free impressions, and they're going to show your ad everywhere because they know people like your content of the ad. So the result of that is you'll get crazy things like you'll increase your click-through rate. Now, click-through rate, right, that's the percentage of people that click on your ad. So if we look at these 3 ads here, and this screenshot is from Facebook Ads Manager, if you guys have been in there before. These 3 ads, we can see the click-through rate is 9.87, 12.5, 8.4. So if the click-through rate's about 10%, that means 1 in every 10 people that saw this ad clicked on it. All right, that's just ridiculous, all right? So what does that translate to? That translates to a cost per click of 8 cents, 6 cents, and 9 cents. If you've ever heard about the people that claim getting penny clicks and stuff, you know, they do it in a similar fashion, all right? And this is how you get penny clicks on Facebook. Now, what's so cool about this strategy is it can be done at scale. So this isn't just like a short-term hack. This is done at scale. Look at these numbers, guys. Over here, this is after a couple months of running this. 8,578 clicks at 8 cents each. 11,635 clicks at 6 cents each, right? This isn't just what happened for 10 clicks and we took a screenshot. This happens at scale. You can see the amount spent. So really, really, really incredible strategy. This is going to cut, again, will cut your cost per click at least in half, which translates to your cost per lead at least in half. And that's what we want, right? Cheap leads. So let me show you how you employ the Facebook ad stacking strategy. So really, really easy. Again, that's what's so awesome about this. So there's 3 steps to it. 1, you're going to create your Facebook ad. 2, you're going to share the URL of your Facebook ad. And then 3, you're just going to run your Facebook ad. So when you're in your Facebook Ads Manager, what you can do at any point in time is you can pause any of your ads that are running. Now, what we like to do is we set up our ads. We push like play on our ads, right? We wait for Facebook to approve them, to review them and approve them. Once they're approved, we go and pause them. Because once they're approved, that means your ad has a live URL that can be found. So what we do is we pause the ad, and we'll go and you click on this little button in your ads manager. You can see up here, campaigns, ad sets, ads. Right on your particular ad, you'll just click on the edit button. Okay, and you guys maybe have seen this before, but when you click on edit, it's gonna pull up your Facebook ad. And so now you can edit your actual Facebook ad. You can change the image and the text. Okay, you don't wanna do that. But what you do wanna do is there's 3 little bubbles right over here. Okay, I'll show you on the screen. There's 3 bubbles, and if you click on that, you'll get this drop-down menu. And this drop-down menu, what you're looking for here is Facebook post with comments. Facebook post with comments. All right, what that does, when you click on Facebook post with comments, it opens up a new window on your browser, and it's basically going to show you your Facebook ad and any comments you have on your Facebook ad. So this is very handy because if you ever wondered, how do I respond to comments on my Facebook ad? This is how you get to it. What our team likes to do is this URL at the top. We use it for multiple things, but we'll take this URL and we'll put it in a spreadsheet with the rest of the URLs for the active Facebook ads for our client. And that way, every day, midday, or at the end of the day, if we need to jump in and see what comments there are and respond to comments, we have all the shortcut URLs. But let's not get sidetracked. That's how you can respond to comments. But Facebook ad stacking, this is what we're after, is this URL. Now that we have this URL, we have all the power in the world, all right? So this is where you insert your evil laugh because you have the power. So you guys know what you can do with the URL, right? I mean, you can buy social shares for it. You can do a billion things. Here are the things to do, though. You can blast this URL to your client's email list, right? So if you're working with a client, you can see we were working with EOS Fitness here. They're a gym franchise. They have 25 locations. You can just take this URL and you can blast it to their massive email list. And maybe it's an email list of non-members. And now all the non-members can go and also see the special that you're running in a Facebook ad, but they're going to leave comments and stuff, and they're going to like it and engage with it. You can take this URL, you can share it to Facebook groups and ask your friends to comment on it. You can share it with your friends. You can share this URL on your personal Facebook page. One of the things we do, if it's just a small local business, a one-off, we'll just message, like I'll probably bother Mark or Matt or somebody or Herc or something like that, Todd. I'll just be like, dude, can you leave some comments on this Facebook post for me, like something positive? And they'll say, yeah, that's the best hair salon I've ever been to or something, right? They'll start giving it positive social proof. And that's what we want, right? Is that positive social proof. Because a couple of things happen, right? When an ad has positive social proof, several things happen. One, when it launches, Facebook already sees it has a lot of engagement. And Facebook's algorithm, again, works off engagement. The more engagement a post has, the happier Facebook is. They're going to give you free impressions. And something people don't understand about Facebook ads is that Facebook groups your audiences into different buckets. They know which people are most likely to buy, which ones are most likely to click. And every person has like a rating. They're going to, when they see your ad has a lot of social proof already, they're going to start giving you the best buyers, the best people out there. And so you're going to get more conversions. The other thing, again, is you guys all know how social proof works. They're like testimonials. So if you have all your friends leave positive reviews about the, lawyer or whoever it is you're working with, right? And then you run the ad, everybody else is going to be like, oh, okay, must be a trustworthy lawyer. There's a lot of good comments right there on the ad. All right, so you can start to understand how powerful this is and why Facebook loves this. It basically comes down to this. This in the Facebook ad auction marketplace is a fast start equals better performance. So there's a lot of cool things that I get into in the Facebook ad lab. We get very scientific with this into like day parting Facebook ads, and like, you know, if it has Facebook ad has a poor start in the morning, we'll pause that ad because we know Facebook has already created a bias that the ad's going to be performed poorly the second half of the day. There's also ways to automate all that stuff, right? So you're not just sitting around looking at your ads manager all day. That would be horrible. But you guys can see how powerful this is, and it absolutely crushes. And let me tell you, very few people I think are running this or know about this or have figured this out. I've only shown this to a few people, including the lab members. But here are some cool results that you can get for running things like this, right? This happened. This is still actually, we just paused this campaign upon our client's request. I should have included their screenshots of the conversation we had because it was really funny. But basically they couldn't handle the lead flow. 258 leads for $1.62 each. All right, and these leads, these weren't like the lead form that auto populates your leads. No, we're not talking about those. Those leads don't convert. We're talking about sending traffic from Facebook ads to a landing page where we requested them manually entering their name, email, and phone number on the landing page. And this is what we got: 258 leads for $1.62 each, and we did that in a 30-day period. This was a local business. It resulted in $30K for them. Now, guys, let's talk about leverage for a second here, right? Now, you can do this with any of your local SEO clients. You can use this Facebook ad stacking for affiliate SEO. There's a lot of things that you can do with this here. But let's talk about the leverage you have when you control traffic with the flip of a switch, when you control leads with the flip of a switch. The way I like to teach people to upsell Facebook ads is very simple. You're already in a relationship with your SEO client, so to speak, business relationship, hopefully only. But you're going to basically have an email script that you just reach out to them and say, hey, I can reach this many people, 50,000 people, for $50 around a 5-mile radius of your local business. You know, they can't get that with billboard advertising. Spending $50 and reaching 50,000 targeted people, they can't get that. So there's a really nice script I have that makes upselling your SEO clients into Facebook ads very easy. Okay. Now, what's cool is you just tell them it's a trial period. Okay. We want to get paid for this trial period, but you know, we'll just do it on a month-to-month basis for you since this is new. Now, if you have crazy results like this or anything remotely near this in month 1, where you can see into your client's CRM that they just made an extra $30,000, I'm kind of, you know, this same client, they're like, okay, like we just need a 2-week break to catch up on these leads, and then we want to fire it up again. Well, the email they're about to get is, okay, it's $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month for Facebook ads. We haven't decided. We just saw we brought them $30K in new business. A lot of leverage when you control with the flip of a switch, running Facebook ads. And again, they couple so nicely with SEO because, right, you can run these while your SEO campaigns build. So something I want to drill home, especially because Facebook ads are kind of hot. I know everybody's talking about them, has their courses and so forth. But the reason they're so big for SEO, right, is because your clients are starting to hear about them a little bit. And your client's going to go with an agency that can deliver both Facebook ads and both SEO unless you also offer that service. Now, keep in mind, guys, only 2% of businesses are running Facebook ads right now. So it is wide open. It is wide open. All right, this is the time to jump in, wide open. So let me jump down here. So yeah, a couple other notes for you guys to know. So showed you the Facebook ad stacking. That you guys can run and employ right now. If you're running any Facebook ads, go test it out. And seriously, find me on Facebook and private message me and let me know your results. I can't wait to hear. But keep in mind, guys, there's a lot of other things that go into Facebook ads, right? Sales copy is something that goes into it. Targeting is something a lot of people mess up. There's a lot more targeting options than everybody realizes. I'll be very nonchalant when I say that, but there are, just like SEO keyword research, you need to be doing Facebook ad keyword targeting. There's ways to do that very sneakily. Retargeting using custom audiences, using tracking, using business manager so you can manage multiple client accounts, which types of campaigns to run and in which order. I see a lot of SEOs running Facebook ads for the first time and they just flip on the conversion ads, right? Because it says conversion and they want conversions. Well, that's not how Facebook works. Things about how to create video ads very easily and affordably at scale, funnels, landing page optimization, and pattern breaks amongst your campaigns. Those are all little things that are important. I just want to remind you guys are important to running a successful ad campaign. Okay, so if you guys found that useful, will you guys throw a 5 in the chat box? I want to be original and say 5. I don't have a special affinity.
Yeah, I might want to add some stuff too there, Dino.
Oh, Herc's got
sorry.
Jump in.
You know what? I'm gonna let the audience choose this, guys, because like honestly, guys, like I'm not that good at Facebook advertising, but I have been playing more and more with it, and like guys like Dino who know their shit, they could take what I'm doing and like explode the shit out of it. But do you guys want to see how I implement this stuff with PSV3? And like I'll show you an example of one that I ran and the results, or do you guys want to do that like later on? Yeah. If there's enough yeses, I'll do it right now. Okay, there's a lot of yeses. Okay, let me show you. Let me grab the screen real quick, guys. And I'm gonna be super quick about this, okay? So make sure you're paying attention because I'm gonna talk fast and move fast here. All right, guys, one of the first things I do with any website that I build, okay, right away I go into Facebook and I create a custom audience. And all I'm doing for that custom audience is I'm saying every person who visits my site on any page, I would like to be added to this custom audience. So I'm going to show you the how to make money with Bitcoin audience because that's an affiliate site of mine. So I go in, I download the pixel and I create the audience, okay? Then I come to Project Supremacy, go to SEO settings and go to scripts. There's my Facebook pixel. Once this code is installed, okay, every person who visits any page on this website, no matter how they found my website, whether it be from social traffic, search engine traffic, paid traffic, free traffic, will now get added to this custom audience. And you can see this custom audience right now is 61,000. I know for a fact that these 61,000 people have visited this how to make money with Bitcoin site in one fashion or another, okay? That's the basic setup. Now, what do I do with all that as this stuff starts going? And I'll show you guys how to like roll this all onto itself so that it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's say I create a new post, for instance, like I wanted to promote an affiliate product in the Bitcoin space, but I wanted to do it really low key. So I found news that a television show called The Big Bang Theory has a Bitcoin episode airing. So I right away went and wrote a post. Okay, I did this post back on November 11th. Okay, and then I go down to Project Supremacy, I go to my social tab, okay, and I set up open graph settings. I set a nice title, a nice description, and a nice image so that when I share this URL on Facebook, it shows up nice, okay? It shows up really, really nice. So here's an example, okay? Here's the page that I own for that website, How to Make Money with Bitcoin. I also have a Facebook page. All I do is like what Dino said, I come and share the URL on my page and I try to get any sort of engagement going, right? And it's always a good idea to get engagement going, but being that I'm kind of dumb with SEO, before there's even any engagement on here, I've already shared the post personally. I'll try and get my wife to share it like so that I get a little bit, but then what I do, guys, is I hit boost post because I want to accelerate this post, right? Now, who do I target as my people that I'm going to boost this post to? These 61,000 people who have already visited my site. I already know they're interested in Bitcoin. Hopefully, I could even add another element that says they have to be interested in Bitcoin and they have to be interested in the television show, not how to make money, but Big Bang Theory. Okay, I could further target that if I was really good at ads, which I'm not. But anyways, the point being, guys, is did it work? Okay. Okay, I started getting a little bit of shares and comments. Nothing like what Dino's showing you there, guys, because I'm not that good at it. But here's what happened, okay? I'm showing you right now my stat counter stats for how to make money with Bitcoin.net. And I'm only looking at the entry page of the Big Bang Theory and where did that traffic come from? The refer being Facebook, the entry page being the Big Bang post. And if we go back all the way to November, you can see this is 200 results per page. And remember, I wrote the post November 11th. Traffic literally started pouring in. I started getting a ton of traffic. Now, the final part to this whole equation, guys, what was I doing? Remember, I'm trying to promote an affiliate program. Well, what the hell does the Big Bang Theory have to do with an affiliate program? It's all about making people aware of your brand and making people aware of the things that you're selling. What I had on the bottom of the post at the point in time, underneath the article where I actually wrote the article, I had a big call to action for an affiliate program, for a program that I was in that I'm no longer in. But I had a big call to action there, and I tracked the clicks on my links. I got a ton of clicks on those affiliate links, and I got a ton of people signing up to that program for me, all through doing this Facebook ad strategy, right? And I wasn't even doing it right. I wasn't doing it as good as Dino's teaching you how to do it. But with V3, I at least had the tools that I needed to implement somewhat of the strategy properly. And it does result in like huge traffic, okay? And then of course, like conversions, right? So I just wanted to show you guys that really quick, the implementation of stuff. And the point, before I get back to Dino, because Dino's gonna come on now, guys, the point of all this, guys, is I know you guys love when I come on and I show you the shit that I'm doing and stuff like that, or at least I hope you love it. I shouldn't sound so arrogant, but I'm not even that good at SEO, guys. I do a lot of my own stuff. These guys, though, like guys like Mark, Matt, and Dino, these guys should be the guys teaching you the strategies of SEO and Facebook ads and e-com. They have more guys in the group. These are the guys that should be teaching you that shit. Todd and I create cool frickin' tools like Project Supremacy. We should be teaching you how to implement the strategies that you learn from guys that are actually way better at it than us, okay? And that's kind of like the relationship that's starting to build here between us and these guys, right? They're amazing at finding out good info, but we're amazing at creating tools to help you implement that. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm gonna switch it back to Dino, guys, real quick here. Here you go, buddy.
All right. So, cool. You guys can see my screen again? Herc, can you see it okay?
Yeah, I see it good now.
All right. Perfect, guys. So, Mark, Matt, and I, you guys, several times we talked about this lab, right? You guys are probably wondering, like, what is the lab? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to this crazy thing called the lab. And trust me, it is crazy and it is wild. But essentially what the lab is, it's the last digital marketing program you guys will ever need. All right. And I want to make this very clear. This is not a course. Okay, guys. A course is something you buy and the strategies work for like maybe 3 months and then it's outdated and you never hear from the course instructor again. Okay, that's a course. The lab is a digital marketing program and it's evergreen, which means it is consistently updated with crazy strategies like Matt, Mark, and myself showed you today on a monthly basis. All right, so again, the lab is access to 6 different coaches and new marketing techniques that are working right now. These techniques are not publicly shared, guys. Kind of like Herc and Todd touched on earlier. Like when something's working, like we kind of keep it to ourselves, right? I was running these Facebook ads 4 years ago. You guys can go to YouTube and type in Facebook ads, and several of my videos pop up from like 4 years ago showing people Facebook ads. I don't know why I put those out there. At the time, I thought it was cool, and then I realized I'm just going to keep it for myself. But we show you guys tactics that are working right now. They're not publicly shared. What's so cool? It's 6 different coaches, guys. We all have an area of expertise. None of us is trying to be the one person who knows it all about everything. We all focus on what we're best at, and that's all we cover. And so when you guys are ready to expand and grow your business and go a different route, you have an expert who only studies and tests in that area, teaching you how to do it best. And that's why this is so powerful, okay? Again, all of our, everything in the lab, though, is based on testing. So you heard Matt do a bunch of testing. All right, there's no theory here. You heard Mark talking about different tests they're running. He ranked over 600 sites in Google Maps this past year, okay? He has a lot of data. They have thousands of clients. All right, he has a lot of data to tell you what's working, what's not. Everything we do is based on testing, not theory. You'll see a lot of case studies come out from this. Kind of like my section, I will show you directly into my client campaigns. They sign agreements that say I'm allowed to show off the campaigns, all right? So we're not afraid to show you guys what's actually working in the trenches. Now, I want to tell you guys about the lab. What's cool, we've only been open 2 months. This program's only been running 2 months, so we're brand new. And this nice fella here, Daniel Gold, I don't know if you guys know him. I haven't heard of him. But he asked this question on December 23rd. He said, who has the most authoritative course in SEO right now? Yeah, please add the names and let's vote. some heavy hitters ended up on this list. I'm sure you guys have heard of Brian Dean from Backlinko, Neil Patel, right? He's named the top 10 digital marketer in the world. Webris, Ryan Stewart, that guy's a data beast. Really, really cool guy as well. But astounding, the lion's share of people voted for the lab, guys. We've been open 2 months, and people are already naming the lab the most authoritative program out there. And it makes sense, right? We have 6 different coaches specializing in 6 different areas. Now, I just want to show you a cool testimonial here. Pritam here, he applied something called site size explosion technique from the kitchen sink module, and that's a lot of gibberish and stuff like that. Basically, he applied a really cool secret technique that Matt Diggity uses to make 7 figures with his affiliate sites, and boom, instantly he hit #1 for several of his stubborn keywords. Okay, so you can see how his keywords moved up. And these keywords, these are good size keywords, 4,400 searches a month, 6,600 searches a month. This one down here, 110,000 searches a month. So these strategies that we're teaching, we're seeing instant results from our members. Now, we have wall-to-wall testimonials, guys. Herc and Todd are like, dude, that's too many testimonials. You need to stop it. We were able to sneak in a couple pages of testimonials. I'll just read off a couple cool ones. But Barbara here, really cool. She said she watched videos and then she took action for 1 week. So 1 week of effort, and she had her keywords on her affiliate site. She had several of her keywords move into the top 3 positions. All of those keywords had search volume of over 8,000 searches a month. So 1 week of effort after studying the content, and boom, she's hitting the top 3 positions for affiliate keywords that have over 8,000 searches a month. All right, I also like this testimonial from Andy, because Andy's been doing SEO for a while. All right, and he came in and he's like, dude, I know everything. Like, I got this. I'll jump in anyways. A lot of people are talking about the lab. Let me check it out. After going through the lab and he specifically says after going through Matt Diggity's section, he feels like a complete noob again. Matt Diggity's a humble guy. He's got like 25 people on his team. He's running a 25-person affiliate SEO business. That's just insane. All right, so I'm going to do some speaking for him because he is that humble of a guy. But you're probably wondering, okay, what is this marketing program, the lab? I get it. There's different coaches. How does it work? Well, here's how it works, guys. We have 6 different marketing labs. Each lab is taught by a different coach. All right, so we got like the affiliate lab, for example. And that's taught by 7-figure mentor Matt Diggity, who you guys heard from earlier today. So Matt covers everything in the affiliate lab. How to choose a niche, how to build your website, what pages to put on your website, how to do your title tags, your meta descriptions, what offers to choose, what affiliate networks to sign up for, most importantly, what links to build, when to build those links, what types of links to build, and then most importantly, where to sell your website and how to flip your website to get that 30x multiple, right? If your affiliate website's doing $1,000 a month, you can sell it for $30,000 a month. He covers A to Z how to do that in the affiliate lab. Then we have the local lab. This is by Mark, who you just heard from as well. Mark's also a humble guy. He's built 3 different 7-figure businesses. He's going to show you guys, kind of like he did today, some crazy strategies, but A to Z, how to set up local sites, how to rank them, how to do research on them, how to systemize the process so that you're always consistently right in the top 3. He showed you how to reverse engineer competitors, what competitors are doing, but he dives much deeper into that in the local lab. He's going to show you guys how to crush local. Again, his agency ranked over 600 different clients in Google Maps in the last year. All right, he's got a lot of data and experience. Then we have the Maps lab. So that's taught by one of the world's best Maps consultant. That's Brian Willey. You guys have probably heard of Brian before, but Brian will get you into Google Maps. That's all he does is Google Maps. I'm pretty sure he's like got some inside contact at Google, and he's not sharing that contact, at least with me or something like that, but he knows some crazy stuff about how to get in there. All right, and it is really, really, really valuable to get into Google Maps. You can charge a lot of money for it because you guys all know everybody clicks on the top 3 Google Maps listings. So you can charge your clients a lot extra for that. Then we have the Facebook Ads Lab. So that's taught by myself. I'm a 4-year Facebook Ads expert. I have a ton of different strategies and tactics. Guys, there's a lot of Facebook ad experts out there. I've had so many people come up to me privately and message me and say, I've taken 3 other Facebook ad courses by so-called ad expert gurus, and they said they're all shitty compared to what's inside the Facebook ads lab. I'm pretty humble guy. I'm just repeating what they said to me. I take a lot of pride in my work. There'll be some killer tactics in there, killer tactics on how to do everything. What's really cool too is I give you guys PDF handouts on how to do everything. So if you're one of those people who needs a handout next to you, step by step how to do things, you can print out handouts on how to do all, set up your entire campaigns, or you can pass it off to a VA or a team member so you can actually scale up your agency. Then we have the e-commerce lab. This is taught by another 7-figure expert, Brendan Tolley. So all Brendan does is e-com all day. And so all he teaches is e-com. He's built several 7-figure e-com stores, and he's got these really cool shortcuts where Brendan's all about like minimal work, maximum output. And so he's got some really cool ways where you can save a lot of time and get the most bang for your buck when it comes to e-com. Because kind of like Mark said earlier, if you're dealing with an e-com store that has like 5,000 product pages and URLs, like that's a mess. Like that's horrible and not a lot of fun to go through 5,000 different pages. Brendan's got all the shortcuts to do all that like on autopilot. It's wild. That's really cool. You get the outreach lab. So this is taught by Dave Schneider and Mark Sams. So 2 guys, and they created the software Ninja Outreach, which was one of the best white hat link building tools out there. Now Ninja Outreach, last I heard, I think they have like 50,000 users or 25,000 users, something crazy. So these guys, what does that mean for Dave and Mark? That means they have data for 25,000 outreach campaigns. They know which email messages get opened, right? When you send out an email for asking for a link or a guest post, they know what copy works. They have the data on that. They teach you all the ways to systemize and automate scoring white hat links in the outreach lab. So that's crazy. So again, a ton of data built. Their strategies is built on data. That's why it's just an unfair shortcut. So if we total all this up, guys, each lab is valued at $19.97. Okay, and the reason it's valued at $19.97, like I remember seeing people in the past put values on different things. I'm like, how do they come up with these values? Well, here's the way the lab came together. Quick little background story. All of us were individually, all the coaches here, we were all about to individually release our own courses on our own areas of expertise. And we happened to cross paths and we're like, dude, let's not compete. Let's put together, there's just too many courses out there. Everybody's bouncing ship and everybody has different ideas of what works. Let's put together the last marketing course that anybody will ever need. We'll update it monthly. We'll update it annually. We'll do weekly webinars and we'll just make it the last program that people need. That's what we've done here, guys. So this is exactly what we are all individually going to sell our programs for. So the total value, if you add it all up, $11,982. That's not what we're offering it to you guys today. Let me see. I think I just lost my slide here. One second. Okay, perfect. So besides the actual 6 marketing labs, guys, the other thing you're getting is a community. All right, you're getting business partners and you're getting friends. It is a tight-knit crew inside the lab. A lot of business partners and formations have already been found. They always say your net worth is in your network, right? Who are you hanging out with? Well, here's what's really cool about the lab. We have several students, several members inside the lab that are doing multiple 7 figures. And those are the students. So just hanging around these guys, everybody's helping each other out in the private Facebook group and stuff, hanging around people that are crushing it. Naturally, that's what's going to happen for you as well. And it's done in a closed, smaller environment. And so it makes a massive, massive, massive difference. So again, here's a photo of the 6 good-looking coaches. I'll just say we're all good-looking for the sake of it. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to toss it back to Herc, because Herc wants to chat with you guys for a second about a special offer, a special deal going on right now.
I'm so excited, guys. Before I get to the price, because I'm sure everyone's like, okay, fuck, what's the price? And I get that. I want to ask you a question. Okay, actually, it's 2 questions. What do you get? Okay, what happens when you take an internet marketer, an SEO, or people that do what we do? Okay, and they have really great tools, but they have no knowledge. How successful do you think that person's going to become? They've got all the best tools like Project Supremacy, because you guys all come through me and Todd, so we know you got good tools, but you don't really have enough knowledge. Is that person going to truly be a success? Yes or no? Easy question, right? Not as successful as they could be. Nobody's answering for some reason. That's fine. Okay, yeah, exactly. No. Now reverse that situation, guys. What do you get when you have someone who has a ton of knowledge, but you don't really have any good tools? It's a better scenario, right? You have a lot of knowledge. You know how to implement the knowledge. You just don't have the tools. Like, I know how to pound a nail into a board with a rock, but I'd rather have a hammer, right? This, guys, this has been something that's been coming for so long. Todd and I, we develop great tools and we give you the best of our ability with knowledge, right? But we're, like I said, we're not the best out there. We're not really the best of the best, okay? And OMG, guys, you're gonna hear me say that right now. That course, that group of guys was like the big swinging dicks on the block for a long time, okay? And the biggest difference between those guys and these guys, because Todd and I have been there, Todd was there at the very, very start of it all, and I was there at kind of the end of it all, and you guys know there was like a lot of drama. The difference between those guys and these guys, in my personal experience, is these guys are literally doing what they're teaching, and they're all making a shit ton of money doing what they're teaching out of results. You know what I mean? They're not dramatic people. They're very down to earth guys. Todd and I have gotten to know all of these guys, well, except for the last two. I'm sure we'll meet them eventually. But Matt, Mark, Brian, we partied with all three of those guys in Vegas. Dino, you were there too, actually, so we got to meet them all. They're all down to earth guys. There's not going to be any bullshit, any drama. It's going to be awesome. But these guys are going to be the guys that Todd and I, moving forward from now on, are going to completely recommend to you guys as the guys you should go get your knowledge from, your advanced level. I'm going to kick ass in my business knowledge. Okay. Todd and I are going to continue to focus on developing really good software to help you implement that knowledge. I'm hoping personally, guys, that there's going to become a stronger and stronger marriage between the lab and Supremacy style tools. That's my maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but that's what I'm going to be pushing for, guys. So with all that being said, you know, go ahead, switch to the next slide. Let me tell you what we did work out with these guys to get you guys involved with the lab. Okay, guys, it's $2,497 one time. No recurring stuff behind these guys. And you get into the community, you get access to these guys, okay? But now that price, obviously we wanted Supremacy deals, okay? We set up a coupon for you guys, okay? That's gonna be available for 24 hours only, called Supremacy 500. That's gonna get it back down to under $2,000 at $19.97, where these guys originally launched it at their own member special pricing. So we got a 24-hour window here, guys, for you guys as Supremacy members to get back to their original pricing, okay? And that's using the coupon code Supremacy 500. When you're buying this, guys, make sure you're putting in the coupon Supremacy 500. And if you guys want it, Todd, can you drop the link? It's projectsupremacy.com/thelab, okay? And you see that big button underneath the coupon code, guys? PayPal credit is available to anyone that wants to get this. So remember, with the $500 coupon, guys, it's going to be $19.97, and PayPal credit is available on this. No, it is not yearly. This is a one-time. You are in. Fred Spencer. This is so much cheaper than the other big SEO courses are out there, but you're getting everything. You're getting the e-com, you're getting the Facebook knowledge, you're getting the SEO knowledge, you're getting the affiliate site building knowledge. You'll be getting the backlinking. I know you guys have all said so much to me about, like, can you please teach us more about backlinks? And I'm like, guys, PBNs and shit like that is a huge, huge topic. I don't have the time to put together a course to teach you PBNs. You're going to get the PBN knowledge from guys like Matt Diggity, who his whole presentation was on watching PBN algorithm updates and watching how sites react to them, how to test PBNs, how to be efficient with PBNs that no longer work. Okay, you're getting all of that shit. You're getting those 6 labs that Dino showed you. Can you back up to that slide one more time there, Dino? 6 labs, guys, and that's why they call it the lab. 6 guys, 6 coaches, each an expert in their own regard. The affiliate lab by Matt Diggity, the local lab by Mark Luckenbaugh, and he's badass. I love that guy. He's so fun to watch him present because he's so clumsy like me. the Maps Lab, Brian Willie, the Facebook Lab, Dino, the Ecom Lab, which we didn't even give you guys any info on the Ecom Lab. But if anybody's into Ecom, they have Brendan Tully. Okay, and then the Outreach Lab as well. Plus, there's a shit ton of bonuses. Okay, so let's go back to that. Does everybody get that? This is a very simple offer. $24.97. You get a $500 coupon, which is 20% off for the next 24 hours. Use the coupon Supremacy 500. Use PayPal credit. Once you're in, that's it. You're good. You're in. But now, some bonuses, guys. We always bonus shit, right? Let's go to the next slide. Todd and I know that, like I was talking about, the marriage of, you know, tools and knowledge. That makes you the best at what you do, right? So no, you know what? Okay, I'll talk about our bonuses. Dino, you talk about your bonuses. They're going to give you guys bonuses. We're going to give you guys bonuses.
Yeah, guys. So if you're if you're on the fence right now, we're just getting started. So this is wild, but we have over 20 bonuses for you guys. And this goes into more detail of what is included in the lab. So check this out. And I hope I don't get short-winded here because it is a lot. So the first things first, all right? This is a program. This is not a course, okay? So we started off with weekly topical webinars. This is done by all the coaches. All right, so every single week there's going to be a different webinar teaching a different new strategy or tactic. All right, questions are welcome. We poll the community. We ask you what you guys want to learn about, and we cover a specific topic every single week. If your business is stuck, if you can't get past a certain revenue number, whatever it is, rankings are stuck, we'll dive in. And sometimes we take our members' sites and we just pull them up with their permission, and we'll go through and we'll fix like the hacks in them and whatever's not working, okay? We do that on a weekly basis, all right? You get direct access to all the coaches there. Then we have a private Facebook group. Now, private Facebook groups are pretty standard, but our Facebook group is different. There is crazy interaction in there, and here's why. Again, several of our members are also do 7 figures a year, all right? And they're in there, and they're nice people, and they're just helping out, and they're sharing things that are working for them as well. And everybody's learning from each other. And so you're surrounding yourself by players, right, that are going to bring you up, that are going to help you up, right? And so it's a really tight-knit community. There's a lot of interaction in there. If I was good with this webinar stuff, I'm not one to teach much. I'm an agency owner, so I don't. After Mark, I don't even want to try and pull up our Facebook group and walk you guys through it because I feel like I'd mess it up. But the Facebook group is crazy interaction. You guys would see how many like conversations are going in there every single day. We also release custom videos inside the Facebook group, which is cool. We do that again to keep everybody interacting with each other, and those just go straight to Facebook. Now, this one I really, really, really love is the bi-weekly SEO roundup. Okay, so every 2 weeks, one of our coaches puts together basically a 10-minute video on the most important trending news, the most important trending SEO news, most important trending Facebook ads news, e-com news, whatever it is. We highlight everything that's important for you to know every 2 weeks, and we put it in a video, and we post it into the Facebook group. And the members go wild over this, guys. And the reason is because it's really difficult, and most importantly, it's a huge time suck to keep up with all the damn updates and 1,000 different blogs out there, right? And it takes away from you growing your business if you're jumping around to 100 different blogs and listening to 100 different theories, right? We're test-based. So these SEO roundups, what happens is you guys can sit back, you can unsubscribe from all the blogs that you are currently subscribed to if you want, and we'll let you know what's important and what's impactful, and then we'll give you our take of it. We'll say this is what we think about this update. We're testing it right now. We have a couple of sites deployed. We're testing it. We're going to let you know if this is actually a Google bluff, if this is real. We're going to let you know if this Facebook algorithm update actually has an impact. And so it makes it very easy for you guys to get your news in one spot. You'll get all the news you need in 10 minutes. And that happens every 2 weeks. So that's really cool. Then you'll get access to Diggity Links. Now, Diggity Links, as you guys know, Matt is like the PBN king, okay? I think he might have invented the word PBN. I don't know. But he's got a service where you can buy PBN links from him. Now, this is great, right? Especially now at any level, this is great. But this is really, really great. This is what our agency does. We buy links from Matt Diggity because it's too much of a process for me to teach our team how to set up PBN links, right? And how to test if they're good, and how to, all that stuff. We don't want to do all that. That's a lot of extra work and management for us to do. So we let Matt and his 25 plus person team do that for us. And we just rent PBN links from him when we need them. Now, the thing about Diggity Links is it's so massively popular that there's an annual waiting list. People have been on this waiting list to get access to his links for over a year. All right. He's got I think it's a 500 person waiting list, people that want access to these links. One, because they're tested, like Matt said, so they're only going to give you positive results. And two, they're very affordable. They start at $5 a month per PBN link. Very affordable. So we're going to let you skip the waiting list and get instant access to Diggity Links. All right, so that solves your PBN problems right there. That in itself is priceless. We've had several members buy into jump into the lab because of this right here. They wanted Diggity Links. All right, CRO, which stands for Conversion Rate Optimization for SEO. This is cool, guys. Basically, this is how to convert. This kind of Mark touched on this, but this is how you convert your traffic into more leads and sales. And these are tactics, right? These are tactics that is a big bang for your buck, right? Even if you're getting just a little bit of traffic, you can make the smallest tweaks to your website, and it will double your leads and double your sales for either for your clients or for your affiliate sites, right? So that's a minimal effort, maximum output type thing. Featured snippets, all right? Those things steal like 70% of clicks in search results. There's a whole module on how to get featured snippets. That's included in there. Keyword grabbing. So we all know keyword research is massively important. We know PS3 helps a lot with that. There's a lot of our modules tie in nicely with PS3 in regards to the strategies and how our coaches find the best keywords. And those keywords are ones that have high search volume and lower competition. There's a whole module on how to do that efficiently and strategically that no one else is teaching. So that's an entire module. That's a bonus. The kitchen sink. Now, guys, this is another massive one, is the kitchen sink, all right? Not because it has a cool name, but because everybody needs this, okay, at one point or another. So everybody who's ever been in SEO at some point or another, your website gets stuck. It gets stuck on position 5 on page 1 of Google, or it gets stuck on page 2 or 3 of Google, and you've done everything perfectly. You're building quality links to it. You've done your on-site. It just gets stuck. Well, Matt Diggity's done a ridiculous amount of testing again. He's got 6 tested tactics to get your website unstuck. We've already had several members who they've had their website stuck for months, and all they had to do was go through this module. They applied the 6 different tested tactics, and their site's unstuck, and they start ranking. So that in itself, guys, is just massive as well. The outreach and PBN model, right? So this is what Matt was talking about a little bit before, how you combine white hat links with PBN link strategy. All right, so that has a $4.97 value. Creative monetization. I really like this one, creative monetization, all right? It's about to be updated and posted again live inside the lab. So creative monetization, guys, this is making more money doing the exact same things you're already doing. So what if you didn't have to do any more work and you made more money, right? There's things you guys are doing right now where you wouldn't have to do any more work and you would make more money. This comes from years of industry knowledge and thinking outside the box. So we're going to show you guys how to make more money doing nothing differently. That entire module is $9.97 because, again, a couple tweaks and you'll be making a lot of extra money per month. The SEO client acquisition funnel. So this is one that I have myself. And let me see, SEO client acquisition funnel. This is one I have myself. This is how to get clients on demand. So Facebook ads are great for, again, for upselling your SEO clients, but you can actually run a specific funnel that will get you your SEO clients. So if you need more clients, you can turn on this funnel and get yourself more clients whenever you want. All right, that's extremely valuable. That's a $4.97 value. We have the local business retargeting funnel. All right, so everybody's heard of retargeting ads. All right, but there's a way to do it very strategically and differently. So I have a 5-step double offer funnel that's perfect for local businesses and running retargeting ads. And this will basically like almost double your website traffic. So even if you don't know Facebook ads at all, this is very, very simple to turn on for your current SEO clients right? Because you spend all these months getting that website to rank, and you finally get them some rankings, and they're finally getting some organic traffic. That organic traffic is not all going to convert the first time they hit your client's website. All right, you have to run retargeting ads for them, for your client, right? And help fill that void, get more conversions for your client, right? And then you can charge more as well. And it's also client retention. They'll stay with you longer because you'll get them more leads. We also have, and again, this is so much to go through, but these are all bonuses, guys. The viral Facebook ads module. So what I showed you guys today was the Facebook ad stacking trick. Okay, I have an entire module on how to make your Facebook ads go viral, like to get hundreds of shares and all that crazy stuff. There's ways to do that very strategically. There's an entire module on that, and that is what makes that's what differentiates a campaign from being a winner and a loser, right? Is do you know these little strategies? And again, my strategies aren't super like overly complicated. It's just understanding a couple simple moves and how to make them, and then you kind of like your awareness opens up of what the possibilities are. All right, so $4.97 value on that. We're gonna throw that in for free. 10 Facebook ad cheat sheets. Now I spoke about this earlier, right? But these are cheat sheets so that you can print these out and step by step know what to do. All right, because sometimes you watch a video and it's hard to then go do all the same steps again on yourself. If you print out the cheat sheets, they have screenshots on them. All you do is you follow through the cheat sheets, and you'll be able to set up your campaigns easily. And you can take those cheat sheets and pass them along to your VA or to a team member, and now you can scale your business, right? So that's a $9.97 value. And then we have the upsell email template. All right, so this is I alluded to this earlier, guys, but this is the exact template that I use to upsell my SEO clients to Facebook ads. It's a very non-threatening, non-salesy like email script, right? It just says, hey, we did a little bit of research, basically, looking in Facebook Ads Manager, right? We can hit 50,000 people around a 5-mile radius for $50. Do you want to try this out? It's kind of very similar to that. I'll give you the exact script, and you can see the email chain conversation that I've had with my clients, what their responses are, and they all say yes. It's a no-brainer. $4.97 value. You guys can use that script, upsell your clients immediately. 5 done-for-you funnels. So, funnel building and the landing pages and stuff. We have the tested landing pages that work, right? And so we're going to give you 5 different funnels that you can that work in any local business niche. That's a $4.97 value. Then we have the beginner's lab, guys. So there's going to be some of you guys here that are just like, dude, I haven't understood anything you've just said. It sounds cool, but what the hell is going on? That's okay, guys. We have a beginner's lab. Now, the beginner's lab is perfect for new SEO experts, and it focuses on the fastest way to monetizing. Because when you're starting out, you need cash flow. So we're going to show you what to focus on, which tactics are most important, most bang for your buck, right? How to get started the fastest, what you should do, and who you should outsource to, how to sign clients, different little things. So if you're a beginner, we have you covered. Don't worry. We have a $4.97 value on that. That's also thrown in for free. The local profit breakthrough. So this was done by Brian, Willie, and Mark. And this covers basically everything you would need to grow your local SEO agency. So this is how you scale your agency, right? Like Mark has this agency where they have, he's grown 3 different businesses over 7 figures. He's going to show you how you scale. Scaling's very difficult to do. He's going to show you the strategies, the techniques, how to get clients, how to hire salespeople, what to pay salespeople, right? What to say to close more deals when you're talking with clients, right? Proposals, those types of things. Local profit breakthrough. So that's a $4.97 value, and then access to Web 20 ranker. Okay, so if you're not somebody who's very technical and you don't want to get into the trenches with doing some of the technicalities, Web 20 ranker, you can easily outsource all of your SEO there. They are an incredible link building vendor, and they do a lot of other stuff for Google Maps and local SEO clients. You'll get a coupon code as for life to Web 20 ranker, so that you can affordably outsource a lot of your SEO and have lots of margin and still grow your business massively. So that value is essentially priceless. So 2 pages, guys, 2 pages of bonuses. I'm like out of breath and like sweating or something like that. But the total value, if you add all of this up, is $20,937. And again, like the values we put on these are very fair. You can think about the value of some of these strategies, right? The viral Facebook ads module, if that's going to cut your cost per click in half, that's going to save you hundreds of dollars forever when you advertise on Facebook. We only valued that at $497. These are very, very fair values for these bonuses, and they total over $20,000 here. So a lot of cool bonuses. And guys, if you're still on the fence, we're still not done because we're out of our minds and we're crazy. But I'm going to toss it back to Herc right now because I think Herc and Todd want to make this deal even sweeter here.
I'm muted. Yeah. Okay. Guys, okay. Tons of bonuses. I know that. Just kind of a couple of recaps here, guys. If you guys want to get started, the link is right there kind of to get in, projectsupremacy.com/thelab. All those extras that Dino just went over are all bonuses as well. But what Todd and I are going to do is for anybody that already owns PSV3, okay, because we know that this is a big PS group, okay? If you already own Project Supremacy version 3, okay, the big one with the centralized dashboard and app, we're going to add 100 more sites to your account for WP Manage. And then we're also going to give you 75 more credits on Keyword Supremacy. If you don't already own Project Supremacy V3, we're going to get you in on a personal account, okay, for $1. And how it'll work is we'll just send you to the sign up page and we'll give you a coupon. Once you send us your receipt that you bought the lab, we'll give you a coupon that'll knock that down to $1. So you'll get your own Project Supremacy V3 account, the personal account for $1, and we'll also as well give you 75 credits for Keyword Supremacy. If you don't have a Keyword Supremacy account or you don't know what that is, it's our keyword research tool, okay? And if you don't have an account, we'll give you one and then we'll put 75 credits into it. I'm not going to go too much into detail about, you know, what it does and how it works and shit like that. That's not really important. It's a good tool. It's awesome. You're going to need it. So we're going to add those bonuses as well because, like I said, having the right tools and having the right knowledge together in one combination is a huge advantage over every other SEO, guys. And like the information is more important, to be honest with you. Okay, like even with our tools, if you don't really know how to do SEO, like our tools can help you, but if you really understand SEO, our tools are going to accelerate you like extremely fast. So we definitely want to include those bonuses. What's the next slides? I know there's a couple more slides and stuff in here, guys, but I think you know, I think we've gotten the point of what's going on. So I mean, does anybody at this point have a question? I do want to ask, does anybody have a question that they need to get answered because they want to buy but they don't have their question answered? I always like to ask that, of course.
Yeah, if you have any questions, throw those in the chat box, fellas and gals. Happy to answer. And then some other crazy testimonials. This one that we have is just insane, but we'll go through that in a little bit. But if you guys have questions, fire away. We're here to help out.
And if you see any there, Dino, go ahead and take those questions. Like PayPal credit, obviously, guys, it's not. I wish I could offer you PayPal credit all over the world, but it's PayPal's deal that the PayPal credit offer is only available in the US, unfortunately. I wish that I could change that, but we can't.
Let's see. Questions here. Can my SEO staff member join the Facebook group as well? Rick's asking this question. Rick, why don't you chat with us afterwards? We would probably want to make sure that this is like a legitimate staff member and just not your homie from down the street. So if we can kind of get some verification he's actually your staff member, we might be able to make that deal for you, buddy. So just let's chat afterwards.
Hey, I just want to jump in quick, Dino. You're doing a great job, but I have there's a question here I want to clarify from, hold on one second. Okay, so there's a bit of confusion. The question is, you know, I see on the sales page that 2019 is going to be charged for. Let me clarify that. First off, you're not on any type of recurring model. I hate that personally, especially because there's a lot of instances where you get on recurring models with stuff like that, and the content's never really updated. So when you buy today, you're good. You get all of the content. The rest of the content we're adding in throughout the rest of the year, which is some there's entire modules from guests that we brought on and worked out deals or just outright paid them to deliver full courses for you guys. We do updated videos every month. There's the Webbies, stuff like that. Just because of how dynamic things are, like you get that forever. Like we're never going to take that away. But as things change, which we just know they do, if we have to release a 2.0 version, Matt and I have to go back, and with Facebook ads and maps, we have to completely redo a course. It's absolutely going to have to be like a 2.0 type of deal. You're not obligated to buy, but at the same time, we spend a lot of money on bringing on guests for courses, and we constantly update things. So, it's the closest thing we could get to provide the best value. The best value for the best price. So, if we would have to go and say, hey, let's do it like an infinite, like one time forever is a long time. If we did something like that, the price would have to be insane, just because, we might spend, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 just to get a course made for you guys. And we're throwing those in, and, it's a lot more that goes in. This isn't a program where you kind of join and just like, oh, I'm going to watch this content for, 12 months. Like, it's not like that. It's constant stuff. And we do weekly meetings where we're saying, we just had a really cool meeting Tuesday of how we're going to innovate and bring more guests on and have these topically themed Webbies instead of just strictly AMAs. So, again, you're not obligated to pay anything additional ever. We'll never take your content away. We'll never remove your access. We're not going to shame you for not grabbing an updated version if and when that time comes, which things change a lot with maps, Facebook ads, SEO. Things are very dynamic. So we couldn't price ourselves into a box, but at the same time, we don't love that predatory pricing model where we want to charge you guys 10 grand and then, just kind of give you a library of content and not do anything with it. We want to make sure when you join this program every month, it's like, wow, there's more content, or here's something I might have missed happening, and they brought it to our attention, and they instruct us on how to react to it or whatever. Stuff like that. You get that the entire 2018, but I just want to clarify, this isn't like a yearly thing, but at the same time, if we have to revamp the entire course, we want to keep it cheap, and we can't do that for, $19.97 infinitely.
Yeah, that's my bad too, guys, because I may have overstated that. Like, I didn't know. Like, it makes sense that you're doing that. Okay, obviously, you're not going to be like, okay, $2,000 is like for the rest of your 50 years of living or whatever. But the information that you are getting, this is my bad, guys. The information you are getting, you will have access to that for good. Like, they won't take it away from you. You will have it. If Forever. They need to put in more work, more time, more updates, as more testing and shit like that, there might be that fee. Okay, and that was brought up because someone read in the FAQ about the how long does my membership last question. So that got brought up.
Yeah, and real quick, guys.
Give me 1 second, then I'll get out of your hair. But also consider that this isn't going to be a situation where we charge you now, and then in a year we're going to say, you guys love the content, you love what we have going, price doubles. We're going to make sure if you're in, we're going to grandfather you, and no one else will ever touch the price tag. If we have to update and bring out a version 2.0, no one else is ever going to touch you'll be grandfathered in at a massively reduced price, because we are going to up the price publicly, but we'll never make you guys pay an increased cost. That's the one thing I hated about so many bigger names in this industry, is there's absolutely no customer loyalty. So, we do stay loyal to our people, and, if you get on board, we'll make sure you're always grandfathered in at that lower rate, when that time comes where we say, hey, guys, there was tons of changes. We had to revamp content. We spent, 50 or 100 grand on guest courses for you last year. Here's what it is. We're not going to say, hey, now that we got your money 1 year, let's increase the price, because that's a very popular model. And, you guys can rest assured that's not us. So that's all I have. Sorry, Dino. Thanks, sir.
No. You nailed it. And I think you did a good job clarifying that there. And one of the things I want to do real quick, guys, while you think of some more questions, is I just wanted to go through a couple different facts and other things about the lab that it's really, really important to think about when you're growing your business. So first, I just want to show you guys, we have these walls of testimonials, right? Okay, we got lots of testimonials, cool. This one's really interesting though. This guy, Chris Romero, if anybody's ever heard of the Hoth, last time I heard, they do about 25 million to, it might be 50 million a year. They're an SEO white labeled provider. Chris Romero is their SEO director. Okay, he jumped into the lab because he needed updated strategies to roll out to his $25 million, agency of white labeled clients. All right, so his testimonial here is the only one I wanted to highlight because that in itself says a ton. Now we have these, again, walls and walls of other people that came forward, and surprising too, because nobody likes being on camera, but everybody jumped forward. It's like, I have a testimonial for you. And we're like, cool. But I have a couple questions to ask you guys because I want to help you guys make a very informed and strategic business decision, okay? And this doesn't apply just to the lab. Anytime you guys consider purchasing anything online, you have to think of the ROI. Okay, so always do this moving forward. Here's a couple questions to help you guys, calculate this. All right, if the lab helps you land just one more client at $1,000 a month, would it be worth it? Okay, that's a simple question for anybody who's doing client work. If it helps you land one more client at $1,000 a month, would it be worth it? All right, we will absolutely help you land one more client. Okay, so the ROI here, if the client's with you for a year, is going to be 6x. All right, here's another question. Anybody who's wanted more residual income because you're tired of the clients nagging you via email and all that junk, right? And you're tired of talking to clients on the phone. If the lab helps you build your first affiliate site and your affiliate site is netting $1,000 a month, remember what Matt said. You can flip your affiliate site from anywhere from a 24 to 30x multiple of what it's making monthly. So if you build an affiliate site and it's making $1,000 a month, the minimum that you'll sell it for is $24,000. Okay, so at that point, would the lab be worth it? You got to ask yourself these ROI type questions. If the lab helps you generate leads on demand using Facebook ads for your clients, and you can now charge your SEO clients you currently have an extra $1,000 a month, plus you'll get to retain these SEO clients, right? Turnover is high in the SEO industry. Sometimes your rankings don't come as quickly as you want. All right, you'll get to retain these clients much longer when you have the Facebook ads running and you're actually getting them leads very quickly. All right, if you can charge an extra $1,000 a month for anybody who already has an SEO client, if you can upsell your client $1,000 a month for Facebook ads, would it be worth it? All right, another question to ask yourself. If the lab helps you systemize your business using the templates we have, the service providers we have, the white labeled resources we have, if it helps you to work less and make more through creative monetization, right, and through the updates, we'll tell you what information, right? We talked about the SEO updates and Facebook ad updates. If it helps you so that you don't have to read 100 blogs and go down these wormholes of misinformation, right, would it be worth it? And last one, guys, if the lab helps you find your next business partner, if it motivates you through off days to be productive, if it introduces you to a bunch of like-minded people and friends and so forth, would it be worth it? Those are all really, really, really important strategic questions you have to ask yourself when you're making an investment. What is the ROI? What are the chances of the ROI? If you ask yourself any of those questions, it is highly likely you're going to have a massive, massive ROI. All right, and it's just playing with those numbers, and that's what investments are, guys. Is just playing with numbers. And again, if you land one client at $1,000 a month, this thing's going to pay for itself really, really quickly. And your ROI is going to be massive for the rest of the year. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quickly, and then throw up this screen. And then, Herc, if you have anything else, or Todd, if you guys have anything else you wanted to add.
No, man. I think people get the point here, guys. Like, it was this is you guys. You understand the way we do things. Like, we've done it many, many times. We'll bring on an expert so that you can get a taste of their expertise. This time, though, we brought on 3 experts who are only half of the experts that you're getting access to when you get the lab. You guys are probably also used to the fact that Todd and I don't advertise cheap shit to you, and you might hate us for that. You're like, God, you guys, everything you show us is so damn expensive, and you want to hit us over the head. And I get that, guys. But that's because Todd and I we're not like a lot of internet marketers where every shiny toy that's $27 and promises you 5,986,000 new visits in only 24 hours and 14 seconds comes out. We're advertising it to you. We don't do that. We build good tools. We advertise good products to you guys. And this one, guys, literally, I'm telling you, this is it for us. And as far as coaching is going to go, okay, we're going to be sending you guys to the lab. We're going to say, if you guys really want to learn the education that you need as an overall to learn about marketing online, Facebook, search engine optimization, PBNs, everything, okay, e-com, everything they showed you, the 6 labs, this is where we're going to send you from now on, okay, because the lab's new. We heard about it a while ago, to be fully honest with you, okay, but it's just, and we're so lucky, to be honest with you guys, because the lab, all the guys in the lab, the first people they came to offer it other than their own selves is Todd and I. So that's a huge honor in itself right there. But we will reciprocate that kind of, niceties by, that's it. The lab's going to be the thing for you guys. So $24.97, guys, that's going to get you in. Make sure you're using that coupon for $500 off, brings it down to $19.97. Okay, and use that PayPal credit if you are in the US. And if you guys have any questions for either myself, Todd, Matt, Mark, or Dino, I'm sure we'd love to stay on for another half an hour, 45 minutes, answer any questions about any strategies, answer any questions about the lab itself. We're game. I think everybody would be game to do that for you guys.
Yeah, and I see a couple more questions. I'll try and jump in and answer here. And then Mark and Matt, if you guys see some other ones that are more specific to your stuff, feel free as well. But let's see. Bon asked, is the flipping sites part of the course? Yes, it is. So Matt goes through, right, how to build your affiliate sites, how to set them up, how to choose your offers, how to choose your niche, how to do keyword research, all that stuff, what types of links to build. And then what's so cool, he shows you how to and where to flip your sites. And there's certain things you have to prepare to flip a website, right? Because if you're going to buy an affiliate website from somebody, you want all the details, right? So he prepares you so that you'll have all the things you need to flip the website very easily, right? He'll make sure you have Google Analytics installed, or not Google Analytics, but tracking installed. And he'll make sure that, you have the logins to your affiliate networks and so forth. So that part is included. What's really cool, Bon, is that we actually, again, we're all about just as much value as we can bring you guys in one spot. So we brought in, and it's about to be dropped really, really soon in the lab. But besides Matt's own portion on how to flip sites, we are bringing in a couple of the owners of of Empire Flippers. Now, Empire Flippers is a website where you sell and buy basically affiliate websites. We're bringing in those guys who own Empire Flippers, and they're telling you from their experience what, like, insider knowledge on what you need to do to make your site worth more so you can flip it for more money. So there's insider information because we're partnering with everybody. Because again, what was missing in the industry is just a one-stop shop with all the correct information. So we're bringing in a ton of data from everybody who's doing things to give you guys the most unfair advantage possible so far. So I hope that answers that one there. Let's see. Fred asked, how long will this offer be open? So this offer, the $500 coupon, guys, is only available for the next 24 hours. So you'll see a big countdown timer, and that's a real one. I'll tell you that countdown timer is called deadline timer. And once it gets to 0, it redirects to another page. So like, go ahead and refresh this page. You'll notice the timer is still accurate. It doesn't like reset 24 hours. It is a real countdown timer. Kind of cool, but yeah, so this offer is valid for 24 hours. Make sure you use this coupon code. And then just remember, if you guys want to use PayPal credit, you don't have to pay anything for 6 months, and you don't get charged extra. There's no interest as long as you pay it in 6 months. So we have members that jumped in, did PayPal credit, and then immediately took action and made back real quickly in the first, first like month or so. made back what the program is, and now that's paid for itself, and they just paid off PayPal credit with their profit. So that's a cool option too. Let's see if there's some other ones.
There's one here, the other traffic instruction, like Google and Bing and whatnot. That's a cool one. We have we actually just speaking about another partnership, we connected with ClickSkeek. These guys have a decent sized white label PPC agency, and I actually work with them myself, and they're damn good. They really are. They actually got me fired from my one client because they couldn't handle the velocity of phone calls they were receiving. And it sucks I lost that. It sucks I lost that client, but that's a war story I'm always happy to tell when I talk about ClickSkeek. And it's just another team we're bringing in. They're going to cover AdWords and Bing, and they're making an entire course. And I believe we talked about dropping that mid 2018. Or
that sounds about right. Yeah,
I'd have to look at the sheet again. I'm not going to pull that open right now, but that's coming this year. That would come in your guys' subscription, an entire AdWords module. And just to kind of build on this again, we had them make some content for us. Now it's outdated. That just gives you an idea how fast this stuff gets outdated. But if you look at Local Client Takeover's YouTube, Robert Salvatore from ClickSkeek did an entire free setting up ad campaigns. It's a whole free module, and again, it's probably not going to do a lot for you guys now because it's outdated, but it'll give you an idea of his teaching style and his competence. And then I don't think he does this before everyone blows his email up, but I'm good friends with the guys. They actually came out. Well, we live close, so they actually came out, hung out. But I hired him to do some consulting for an in-house person I have to teach him to do ads. And this guy was a Neanderthal with anything I am. He was a very new hire, and within, I think he did 4 consulting calls over the course of a week or two, and he was churning out ads with the quality score of 8 and 9 all day long for dentists. I had him focused 100% on a few dental campaigns, and the guys are really good. So yeah, they'll be contributing. And like I said, we're always looking for more stuff like that. We have we're on the hunt. We're talking to some of our contacts in the industry for media buys. We're talking to some of our contacts about funnel creation, and we get feedback from you guys and we actually act on it. We change things. We go out to our contacts. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll be adding a lot more content like that.
You know what I just realized, guys? I was like, oh, we got another half an hour because I thought we were only on for 2 hours, but it turns out it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes now. I didn't even realize that. So guys, yeah, it's been 2 hours and 40 fun minutes.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Any guys, I don't really see a lot of questions, guys, and I'm surprised I don't see people asking more questions about PBNs or on-page optimization, anything, right? Because you got these guys here now, and we're literally going to get off this call soon. And then the only way you're going to have access to them after that is do what Todd and I did and build a huge software business, and then finally they'll give you the time because they have 1 million people talking to them, because that's what we had to do to get access to them.
You're so modest, Herc.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. It might have just been a time thing, man. I mean, people just might have left with the questions. I just realized it when you said it that we're going on 3 hours.
Yeah, I had no idea there.
If anyone has any questions specifically, I will jump in your group and answer some specifically about the content on the Webby. I'm happy to help out with that, and so I can offer that much for the people that might have had questions and left at the 2 hour mark or the 90-minute mark. I'm happy to help in your group, man. If you post the replay or whatever, I'll answer any questions about the content I made in there.
Sure. Well, that's another point, guys. The replay, thanks for bringing that up, by the way, is going to be on the same page that we sent you to register, okay? Which is a little bit different than our link. And let me just load it up for you guys, and so I can pop it in your chat box. The replay will be up hopefully tonight. This is a long one. I do have to do a bit of editing. Let me pop this in the chat. Okay, guys, there it goes. Oh, no, it's the organizers only. Hang on. Entire audience. Okay, that's where the replay is going to go. Okay, I just put it in your chat box. It's v3.projectsupremacy.com/the-lab. Now that's a freaking weird little URL, but we'll mail it to you guys. Okay, so make sure you're checking your emails and make sure you're doing that tonight and tomorrow, because we will put that replay there. Hey, Nat Dixon, you have 2 Facebook marketing clients that have physical products. Does Dino's Facebook ads system work for that? Do you know?
That is a great question. Yeah, so the Facebook ads entire module does work for that. It's not just local. So one of the things that I'm releasing soon is how to, because again, this is an evergreen course, we're updating content. So I just released 3 new videos that came out about a week ago. But yeah, you'll get to, it works for ecom. So if you're doing ecom, and I'm pretty soon I'm releasing a module that's specific for affiliate, because I know a lot of people are like, dude, I want to flip on ads and just print money through affiliate marketing once you dial in the numbers. So there's gonna be an entire section on how you can use it for affiliate and building your email list as well. So it's growing. Yeah, the entire first modules and so forth, if you go through that, it absolutely applies. We have several people that are inside the lab that do a lot of ecom. They're using all this to run ads for their ecom and stuff. So you'll see more offers, more case studies for local, but there is an ecom. I actually walk you through an ecom client case study of mine, and so you'll see exactly how I did things for that ecom client. So yep, it'll cover your physical products as well.
Yeah, and then I guess I should say this too, guys. We didn't really talk about it, but the delivery of Supremacy bonuses for the people that are getting into the course. I already have people asking me. All you're going to have to do, guys, is once you purchase the lab, just send your receipt to our help desk, to Alex and Tanya. You guys all know them very well by now, I hope. And just submit your receipt, and they will take care of that. They'll be at work in about another 6 hours, so you'll have to wait probably overnight because obviously they're overseas. But yeah, tomorrow, Todd and I have already got on them and said, tomorrow you guys will be fulfilling bonuses. So submit your receipts to our support desk, and we will get you your Supremacy bonuses. The lab bonuses are inside the lab. Once you join, you've got access to them. Could Dino talk more about the right kind of ad to send to a lead gen landing page?
Yeah, I could talk about that. So here's a major mistake that a lot of new advertisers make, right? Is they start running conversion campaigns. All right, so I'll start using some Facebook ad lingo, but the questions suggest that that's what you're asking. So you always want to run traffic campaigns first. The only time you run conversion campaigns is once you've recorded enough conversions. So you know how Google, they released like their guidelines on what to do to rank correctly. Well, Facebook actually released a similar guidelines on what you should do to run Facebook ads correctly. And the way Facebook's algorithm works is you need to record between 15 and 20 conversions in 1 week before Facebook has enough data for you to run conversion ads. So most people make the mistake, they get a couple conversions and then they're like, okay, let me just push that conversion campaign button and like a million conversions will come through. The way it works is like the more conversions you give Facebook, the more data they have. And what Facebook does, right, is they look at all the people who converted for you, who purchased from you, who became an email lead for you, and they go, oh, look at these guys. They all happen to be 25 years old and they all live in this state or in this country and they're of this gender, right? And they have these interests, and Facebook does all this cross-referencing. So the more data you give Facebook, then when you flip on your conversion campaign, it's going to be that much more powerful and that much more accurate. So that's the first factor, is give Facebook more data. The second factor is the time factor thing. So Facebook is kind of like Google. They want, they want you to spend money on advertisements. So they want you to record 15 to 20 conversions like in a week's time period. And they want you to do that in one ad set. So if that's confusing to anybody, an ad set is your targeting. So you might have an ad set that's like targeting people in San Diego, and you might have an ad set that's targeting people in Los Angeles. Those are different ad sets. You need to record like 15 conversions in one ad set, and then Facebook has enough data there. If you mix your conversions across a lot of ad sets, then you're mixing and matching your targeting, and it's harder for Facebook to understand who the correct audience is that's converting for you. So yeah, you start with a traffic campaign, and you run traffic to your landing page, and you choose your targeting and so forth. And if you have any assets to begin with, right? If you already have an email list of people who signed up to this offer, or that are just on your email list anyways, or people that visited your website that's related to similar content, you can upload, right, that information to Facebook, and you can give that information to Facebook, and it's like a head start. You're saying, hey, Facebook, here's 200 people on my email list. And Facebook takes that and they go, oh my gosh, all these people are 27 years old, female, and they love SEO. And so now Facebook knows who to target for you. But you start with a traffic campaign. And as you get enough conversions, then you'll move over to running a conversion campaign. So that is the short answer. But I do a lot of diagrams when I explain. I'm a visual learner. Like, guys, I'm like half retarded. I'm slow. So I really am. I need like pictures and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of diagrams in my training where it helps me explain it, but it's also how I learn. So you'll see me do these diagrams, and I just walk you through it. And then you also have the templates so that you can just follow step by step, and it'll show you how to do all that cool stuff.
I think you're a lot like me, man. Like, somebody asked me the most simple question, and before I give them an answer, I have to explain a concept so that they understand the concept so that I can give the answer. But I honestly think that's a good way of teaching and a great way of learning. And I think I learned that way back. I think it was Becker, actually, that was the one when I was starting to learn SEO, and Becker was one of my first teachers. And he's like, he kind of really pushed that. He's like, look, you need to understand that the question that you're asking is part of the job that you're doing, and you need to understand what your job is so that you can understand your question. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you need to think big and understand everything. Like, not to understand it, but to at least understand what it is you're trying to accomplish by asking that question. And I just think it's a good style, and it's a credit to you guys in the teaching style. I just know that, I guess I'm saying, like, the people that come into this course, like, it'll be taught really, really well. I could just tell. And well, of course I have it. So I mean, I've already went through all diggity stuff.
Well, one of the cool things we did recently, Herc, was like, so we all have, videos in our particular sections, and we keep adding new videos as things change. But some of the members said, there's a lot of content in here. They're like, guys, there's a lot of content in here. Can you guys do notes for your actual like modules? Because they're like, it would be really helpful. Like, I just went through an entire section. It'd be really helpful if I can like just go click over each video and see the highlights in like bullet point format of like what's most important. And so that was a big request because we all have a lot of videos to do, but all of the members said that would be like really helpful. And so we jumped in there and we've been implementing that. So there's now like course notes. So like if you look right here, or you can click on like the Facebook lab if you want there, Herc. Yeah, and so if you scroll down here, right, like here's the first video, and you'll see it says what you'll learn in this section, why this video is important, and then pitfalls to avoid, and then if there's any resources, like if external websites to use or anything else like that, it's included there. And that makes it, this was something that we didn't do originally, but our members said it would really help them to kind of just go refresh like their memory. And so it took us a lot of time, and it's still a work in process, but we're almost done doing course notes for every section. So yeah, we're just listening to the team, and then taking action on what's gonna help them out the most.
Yeah, sorry, you guys, I know I switched screens on there on you, but what I'm showing you right now, this is the lab. This is what you guys are gonna get. And the search function is great too. I would, because of what Dino just said, like there is a lot of content. And some people would get an overwhelmed feeling. I know I felt overwhelmed in certain places where I walked in and it was like, oh my God. But being organized really helps, okay? Understanding the organization. If you want to learn about affiliate shit, go into the affiliate section. If you want to learn about local, go into the local. Or if you need to search for a specific topic, use the search function. They have it laid out logically. They have it laid out efficiently. So it'll be really good for you guys. So this is it. This is the lab. I know I really enjoyed going through this one with Matt, with all the keyword research stuff that he did in his affiliate lab. Was really, really great. I really think you guys are going to enjoy this. I really do. I really, really do.
And one of the things too is, yeah, guys, there's a lot of content in here, but kind of like Herc said, you just laser focus on one thing, right? If you want more of a passive residual income and you want to, you know, slowly get away from working with clients, then you're going to focus on the affiliate lab, right? And Matt's going to help you build your first affiliate site and make it profitable, right? If you're just focused on local and you enjoy working with people, maybe you're more outgoing, so you enjoy working with clients and enjoy the impact of growing a physical business in that regard, then just focus on local. And then once you master that, right, you can jump over to another section. So that's really the way to tackle this. One of the main philosophies that we have too is really interesting statistic, but the average millionaire has 7 sources of income, 7 different sources of income, which is interesting, right? They don't have all their eggs in one basket. So kind of like Matt said at the very beginning, he flips his affiliate sites for several $100,000, and then he invests in real estate. And so that's multiple streams of income. He's going to make money from people that are renting out his real estate properties. He's got several different homes. So that's kind of the philosophy here, right? Is you might want to have a couple affiliate sites, like Mark said. He mostly does just local, but he's also got a couple affiliate sites. He's also got a couple pay-per-lead sites. We do a lot of client work, and then we do Facebook ads and SEO. So we have kind of 2 different things going on there. I also do some affiliate stuff as well. So that's what the lab is about. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, but you focus on one section at a time. You get it, you systemize it, and then you kind of jump into another one there as well.
Yeah, treat it like Dino said, treat it like a library. If you're working on something right now, if you're working on a website and you're like, oh, I wish I knew how to, do this certain backlink structure on this website, come and look it up in here. Treat this like a library. Honestly though, I say this about our training videos because I know you guys, we do a lot of webinars and then they're 2 hours every time and then they pile up and all of a sudden you have like 60 hours of content and you're all like, oh, what do I do? And I always tell you the same thing, and I always will. Start replacing certain activities in your life that are really unproductive and replace those with things that are productive. So like, if you watch TV like 2-3 hours a night, maybe just take one of those hours away per night and start watching one video or an hour worth of videos per night. Constantly be feeding yourself education. You know what I mean? You're going to pick up so much shit. You're going to become better. Put it this way, guys. Here's the greatest example. You guys know that like 4 years ago, I was like fixing printers, driving up to like Northern Alberta. I didn't really do much SEO. How did I go from a point of not really knowing anything about SEO to all of a sudden having developed a humongous SEO product with Todd, right? I had to have put in the time while I was working. So I would literally, guys, put on my training videos as I was driving because I thought it was like, if I'm just going to be driving rather than listening to the radio or to music, I might as well be training myself. And then I would go to work and do my work all day at my printer job, which I friggin' hated. I'd get home and instead of watching TV, I'd put on more videos. And I accelerated my learning process by doing shit like that. And I really think I'll always push this on you guys. I always will. You need to be, if you want to be successful, you got to do what successful people do. And you got to train yourself. You got to learn. And you got to start replacing those non-performance activities with high performance activities. That's how you get good at shit. It's not rocket science. It's just the way it is. Anyone that's good at what they do is good because they do it a lot. It's just so simple.
It's funny. No, I like the rant. No, it's funny, Herc, and you guys I think will enjoy too. So, I've been doing this thing for a while, right? Like 8 years. And so, that was back in the day where Becker, like you said, was really teaching a lot of SEO at the time. So I actually learned like PBNs from Becker, and it was like 6 years ago. It was like one of the first courses he came out with. And it was a good course because the tactics worked, right? It wasn't like sophisticated by any means. It was just stuff I hadn't heard of before, and it worked. And of course, Google since updated, so you have to have more checks and balances in place with your PBNs. But I hadn't invested in a program yet. I didn't invest in growing my business yet. I was young, right? I started when I was like 22, and so I was kind of like, yeah, I think I got this, and I was just grinding and hustling long hours. I finally like ponied up $500 for Becker's PBN course, learned PBNs, just took it all down in like one night, his video training, and immediately implemented it the next day, and used some of his strategies to sign some new clients and use PBNs to rank them. And my business like doubled that year, basically just off the like the adding like PBNs to my network. And so ever since, every single year, my investments in education and masterminds and networking has kept growing, and then my business also continues to double, or triple in size every single year. But it's those investments, just because it's the right information from the right people and learning how they think and what they're doing. It's eye-opening. So that was my rant as well. And you mentioned Becker, so I had to throw in a Becker story.
Everybody's got a Becker story. I mean,
yeah.
Becker's Becker.
Yeah.
Becker's the most dynamic marketer on the internet. He's the fastest moving. He's not the most detailed guy in the world, but he cares more about getting stuff done than getting it done, to a high level of detail. And the speed at which that guy moves is nobody even touches him, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy.
Real quick, guys. We just got a question. Are you going to do a lab on how to sell SEO courses? So the entire LPP that you guys are getting is packed with client acquisition. That's all it is. Sales, client acquisition, referral strategies. That's just the entire. I think that is what LPP is. And of course, there's more of that coming, just because I'm also updating LPP, and you guys get those updates for free. So
you got to use less acronyms, man.
Yeah,
they don't know what that is. Local profit breakthrough, right?
Well, it's one of their bonuses they get with this.
Yeah.
So
just so you guys know what LPP means.
Yeah, one of the bonuses you guys get. Like, I just right before Christmas, I added 20 new videos on scaling and selling an agency, because I'm working on selling one of my agencies, and I just learned a lot from it, and taking it past that $1 million point. And I put out 20 videos on that so far, which is just incredible if you want to grow. And I'm adding a whole other omni-channel marketing module to the client acquisition stuff, and LPB, one of the bonuses you get. So there's a ton of stuff in there already on sales, and all that. It's really everything you guys need, no matter what avenue you want to go in the lab. It's already there. And like I said, we're working on improving. I got some feedback, and I have more local themed videos dropping the end of January, and lots more planned out. So it's pretty cool. That's all.
You know what's funny, guys? We're almost like 3 hours here, and there's still like a lot of people on the call. So I got another question for everybody that's still on the call. Who's like on the fence right now? You're like, I want it. Just give me one. I just got to know. I'm curious. Okay, there's definitely some of you people out there. If there's something, you guys, that we can do for you to help you with your decision, please let us know what it is. Okay. Other than send me money so that I can buy the course, because you're kind of on your own on that regard. But if it's a question, or if it's something that we can do to like make it a sweeter deal, or this or that, please let us know. We're all pretty awesome dudes, and we'll all do what we can to get you in. You really need to be in the lab. If you're doing that right now, if you're like, trust me, get in, do what you can to get in, and then of course take in the information. In 2, 3, 4 months from now, you're going to be like so happy you did. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you guys have like your question, right, like, or you need to know for sure if something's included or whatever it is, and then really a great question is like, what do you guys want to see from us that makes you feel 100% confident, right? Because we have walls of testimonials, and we're also we all run agencies or businesses, right? With client, with employees and team members and stuff. So our main thing isn't just running courses and stuff. We run our actual agency, so we're in the trenches. So yeah, let us know what we can do and to help answer any questions you guys have. We're certainly here to help.
I just read Rick's. He's like, I'm just waiting for you guys to stop talking so I can go sign up. That's a good one.
That might be hard. That might be hard. I don't know.
I'm gonna give the screen back to you, Dino, just so you can load that again, because I see more questions about like the purchasing and stuff. So I want to give it back to you, and we'll go over the purchase deal one more time.
Yep.
Hey guys, go back to the lab one, the 2497 screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll just tell everybody what's up here. Okay, guys, it's 24. The lab's going to be sold for $24.97. Okay. But we're giving you guys for the next 24 hours so tomorrow at midnight, you can use the coupon code Supremacy 500, and that'll bring it down to 1997, which was their initial price that they sold it at to their own members. Todd and I are the very first people that the lab has come to help them get the word out about their course. So that's why there's this big, huge $500 coupon, because they love us and we love them. And hopefully you guys will be able to take advantage of that. And then there's also PayPal credit for anyone who lives in the USA. I would love to offer you PayPal credit in Australia and Europe and Canada and all the other countries, guys, but that's PayPal's decision, not our decision. You're going to get all the bonuses that were listed. Todd and I are going to add the Supremacy bonuses that are listed as well. The course, okay, guys, you guys know how we do shit. The $500 coupon is open for the next 24 hours. The offer to get into the lab through Todd and I is going to be open until Monday. So for everyone asking, like, what's the long-term scenario? But right now, guys, 24 hours is the big $500 off. Okay, so that's the next 24 hours. I want to stress that because it's a lot of money to save. It's 20%, but you have to do that in the next 24 hours using that coupon, Supremacy 500. Supremacy 500 coupon. Use the coupon. I got to say that a bunch of times too, because some people miss using the coupon for some reason. And then for a $500 savings, you don't want to miss that coupon. It's a big one.
The other thing I'll just chime in and just add to, guys, is that the lab is closed to the public. So, you guys can go to the homepage of our website, and it is closed to the public. There's a button that says like join now. If you click on it, it says join the waiting list. So we're trying to usher in members at a certain number, because we like the personalization, doing these weekly webinars and so forth, interacting with our members. We don't want to open this up and just have thousands of people come in and it be chaotic. We want to grow this kind of methodically. It's kind of like when you're growing your agency. There's what's called growing pains. If you're growing too fast, then your systems get all out of whack, right? And then your performance for your clients, things start slipping through the crack. That goes down, your reputation goes down, and it can like implode, right? And you were on this like rocket ship headed up, massive growth, and then you come crashing down because you're just growing too fast. So we're trying to, it's closed to the public right now. You guys can verify that if you'd like. But we're doing it like this for a reason, so that we can bring in members, we can welcome in new members, we can get feedback, we can answer questions timely within the Facebook group, we can have the correct amount of interaction within our webinars and so forth. So I just wanted to throw in that crazy little nugget there. That's what I'll call it.
A nuglet.
It's a nuglet.
You know what, guys? I think we're at the 3-hour mark, and I do have to edit. So I'm going to give you guys like 1 more minute to ask any questions. Otherwise, I just want to make sure we get the replay and not, I want to get it out fast tonight, which means it's going to take me a while to edit. So that's going to be one or 2 more minutes for questions, and then we're going to have to say goodbye on this one. Todd, any last words? You might as well start the wrap up, as these last questions are either not coming in or whatever.
Yeah, I think the questions have cooled off a little bit, and you're right. 3 hours is I don't think we've done a 3-hour webinar in a long time, but I know there was just a lot of information that we needed to cover, and there were 3 presentations of some great content, and really hope you guys learned something here and there. I know I did, so that's always good whenever we can just bring people on here, and those of you guys, obviously not everyone's going to be able to get into the lab. But we really hope that you learned something, and you got to know these guys a little bit. Dino, Matt, and Mark are, and Brian as well, who wasn't with us today, but he's part of their group, are just exceptional dudes, and they know what they're doing. They've all got lots and lots of experience, and they're all very successful at what they do. And those are the best mentors and teachers that that you really need. I know Dino was talking earlier about how he took action one day and just blew his business up. And I know that's the same case for me. Had I not spent some money here and there on some masterminds, I wouldn't be where I am today. I know for a fact that in 2003, I believe it was, no, I think it was 2004, I spent $2,000 and went and joined a mastermind with Keith Baxter and Ryan Dice down in Houston, Texas. And yeah, wow, that put me on the course to where I am today. Definitely really springboarded the SEO side of my business. I had just sold a lead gen company and was kind of in limbo for a little while. And yeah, spent $2,000. And I was just so excited to go and hang out with them. And Keith teased it. And I said, I don't care how much it costs. I want in. I'm coming. And he kind of laughed and just gave me the link to pay him. And yeah, so it's one of those things, at some point, I think in your career that everybody has to make that decision. And, maybe take a leap of faith, if you will. I know not everybody, again, knows these guys, but I can vouch for them. I know that. I've watched them long enough and been around them enough to know that, they're the real deal. And we're really proud to be able to bring their lab to you guys. And hopefully, a good percentage of you can take advantage of this and take your business to the next level. For sure. So with that being said, any last burning questions? If not, we're going to go ahead and say bye-bye to everyone. I want to thank what's a PBN? Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole thing. The PBN, I know Dino was talking about, he learned it from Becker. Well, anyway, that's kind of one of the things. That was kind of what I did in 2004. And I thought it was this weird, crazy idea. And I really didn't know if, what other people thought about it. And I know I'd been using it and I could see some results, but I didn't know if I was having dumb luck or got lucky or things of that nature. But when I sprung it on Keith, who was also, known for his SEO in the day, Ryan more for marketing, but Keith definitely for, SEO and technical things. I ran it by him and he was just floored. And then, really set that in motion with, building PB. Back then it wasn't called PBNs. It didn't have a name. I think we called it, I think Keith called it blog farming or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, so that turned into, what it is today. But I never would have, concluded that thought perhaps, or went after it in such a way that I did, had I not joined their group. And then they invited me back to be a presenter for the next few masterminds. So can't express to you enough how much it changed my life moving forward over the last 14 years. Really was a big deal to me. So I guess that's all we have. Yeah, I don't see any more questions coming in. So I want to thank Matt, Mark, Brian, Dino, Herc, and all of you guys for hanging out with us for the last 3 hours and interacting with us and asking a lot of great questions. And last but not least, $500 off for the next 24 hours. Got you that 20% discount. But we really want you guys to, not think all week about it and then forget about it and talk yourself out of it. So that's why it's 24 hours to encourage you to take action, and let's get on with it.
We're going to hammer the piss out of your inbox anyway.
Yeah, we will be sending you a few emails over the next 4 or 5 days, because even when it's over, people are going to be like, what's this? I missed it. And we're going to be like, dude, we mailed you like 5 times.
6 times.
We will be encouraging you to come back and watch the replays or make your decision before we close this offer down. So, all right, guys, I guess that's all we have. Everybody, say, if you get any final thoughts for the guys, go ahead and type it in the chat box. I know everyone loves to see if you learned something, how it was for you, and all of those kinds of things.
I'm just going to say one last thing here. I just want to say shake and bake.
Right on.
Thanks,
Shake
guys.
and bake.
Shake and bake.
Take care.
All
right, guys. Everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we will be back with another amazing webinar next week. So join us for that one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.